Well, I heard the mic is good too. I don't know if they are ready.
Oh, okay.
So,
How many overs?
after the music, you can.
8 overs. 82 for one.
And welcome to the Gros playing field. This is match day 5, match number 9 in the KFC SPL T20. Match day 5, match number 9. And we have the Sale Gros Knights taking on the Akels Holding City Blasters. Sale Gros Knights, Akel Holding City Blasters. The Sale Gros Knights, they won the toss and decided they were going to bowl first. After 8 overs, the Akel Holding City Blasters, they are 82 for 1 with Stephen Natram. Well, Dane Edward, he caught Tyrell Chico Bowl. Edward for 24. That was when the score was 41. And of course, right now at the wicket, we have Jonel Eugene and Stephen Natram. Jonel Eugene is batting on 22, Stephen Natram on 39 as we're about to start the 9th over. And it's Joseph, Siobhan Joseph, he starts the 9th over. And he is bang on target, is Siobhan Joseph. And Stephen Natram, the right-hander, he just plays this one back up the track. And there is no run. Siobhan Joseph, very experienced character as well. And if you're joining us this evening here at the Grizzly playing field, Siobhan Joseph moves and bowls to Natram. Again, there's no run there. Siobhan Joseph, second delivery is bang on target. The present run rate is 10.04. So a bit of a flyer from the Akel Holding City Blasters. And certainly Joseph would want to put a stop to that scoring rate as he moves into bowl to Natram. Natram is driving in the air out towards long on, and he goes into the boundary. One bounce into the boundary and 4 runs. Another boundary to Stephen Natram, which takes him into the 40s, takes the score to 86 for 1. We're in the 9th over. Sydney Siobhan Joseph is moving in again to bowl to Natram. It's in the air, just chipped, and not really timing this one. And luckily for him, probably he did not get the timing on it as Tyrell Chico was running around looking for that catch. And we know Tyrell Chico, excellent fielder, excellent athlete altogether. Siobhan Joseph, just another good delivery to Stephen Natram. He did not quite get a hold of this one. Fortunately for him, maybe just landed just past Siobhan, who's a very tall man, Joseph. And 1 run to the total, 1 more to Natram. As we're beginning to experience a bit of a drizzle here, I'm beginning to think that the rain is a good fan of cricket. The rain actually loves the KFC SPL as Siobhan Joseph goes into Eugene. Eugene is on the back foot and playing this one into the offside. Point comes around, does the feeling throw to the bowlers, and an extra 1 will be taken. Good awareness shown here by Stephen Natram. He just saw Siobhan Joseph had not backed up the stump at the bowler's end, and the fielders were not backing up in a sharp and tight position as well, and it came through for another run. 2 more to the total, which is 89 for 1. John L. Eugene, he's on 24, and Stephen Natram, he's on 44. In the air, out towards long on, and 1 bounce into the long on fielder. Eugene comes through for another single. Joseph is finishing well. In fact, just a single off the last ball of the over. Siobhan Joseph, he completes his over. 1 over for 8. The score has moved to 90. So the City Blasters, they're going at 10 and over. And 1 wicket down. We will take a little bit of a... Are you ready, sir? Let's say good night for the first time to... Greg Wilson. Of course, we know the voice of Greg Wilson in the KFC SPL. Good night to you, Greg Wilson. We've started a bit of technical issues, but now we're rolling.
Yes, good evening, Clivers, and good evening to all those following the broadcast. Yes, certainly, Silly Blasters are up to another flyer again. Although the previous game, after some 9 overs, they would have been 100 plus already, but still a pretty good start this evening.
A very good start as we see Trent Belfort. He's going to make his start as well, and we're hoping that he's going to get a good start too. And Grosile, the Sale Grosile Knights would be hoping, and their fans would be hoping that Trent Belfort can keep it as tight as he did in the last game. Trent Belfort, and he is moving from the northern end, which is the players' pavilion end here at Grosile playing field. He moves in. Left arm over the wicket into the left-handed Jonel Eugene, who was tucked up a bit, but was still managed to get this one out towards mid-off, and they come through for a single. Belfort bang on target, his first delivery, pretty deceptive, a live wire in the field as well. Trent Belfort, one can consider him the on-field cheerleader because you can see him gesticulating almost every delivery. He wants something to happen, and Trent Belfort, he's at the top of his marker and moves in to this time Natram, who's on 44. And Natram gets a delivery full just outside of stump, and he was looking to really jump down on this one, Stephen Natram, and not making any contact, and it goes through to wicketkeeper August. That is Dominic August, and I must say congratulations to Dominic August. He just started an engagement with the Ministry of Youth and Sports today, so today is a lucky day for Dominic August as he stands behind the wicket, number 44 on his back, inside edge as Belfort bowls to Natram, who's pushing forward tentatively, I might add, and this one comes off the thicker inner portion of the bat out towards a backward square, and he gets one. Jonel Eugene backing up nicely and calling him through for the single. Greg Wilson, a good over so far for Belfort.
Yes, just 2 runs coming off the first 3 deliveries, certainly keeping things tight at this moment.
And we know Belfort to be a master in keeping things tight. He's burned in his dreadlock. He's pretty tight as he comes down the track to bowl, this time to the left-hander, Jonel Eugene. His left arm over the wicket to the left-hander, Eugene. Eugene is coming inside the line of this one. He gets a delivery that's just on about middle and leg and tucks it into the onside and comes through for yet another single. Belfort continue to bowl tightly. We're not seeing the flurry of boundaries that we would have seen in the previous overs, as the drizzle seemed to have just intensified a bit here at the Grosile playing field. But the umpires are persisting with this one, and we continue as the Belfort comes in again. This time he's a bit straighter to Stephen Natram, plays it into the onside out towards mid-wicket. So far, Trent Belfort, he is a bang on target, and the scoring rate has gone down quite tremendously, Greg Wilson.
Yes, just 4 runs coming off the over. Final delivery, hope he could really close it off.
Jonel Eugene gives him the charge, and Trent Belfort is fantastic in the field. I mentioned that he was and certainly doing well off his own bowling. He's stopping this one and does a really, really good over from Belfort to bring us to the halfway mark, and of course the break. But some comments from you, Greg, before we go to the break.
Yes, certainly a good over bowl there by Belfort. Just 4 runs coming off the over. So in the last 2 overs, they certainly have kept things tight. Only 12 runs have come off the last 2 overs.
Excellent last 2, Siobhan Joseph and Trent Belfort. We will take a little break now, and then we will resume with the commentaries right as the umpires have decided it is back to playing time. I even think the drizzle is also taking a break as well.
US Polo Association is having a massive sale at both locations at the Castries and Baywalk Mall. 30 to 70% off. That's right, 30 to 70% off. Men's, ladies, and kids apparel. Now is your chance to get your favorite outfits at fantastic savings. 30 to 70% off. And it's all happening at both locations, Castries and the Baywalk Mall. US Polo Association would like to thank our loyal customers for the years of support. Don't forget, 30 to 70% off. Sale starts Wednesday, October 11th.
Since 1963, our mandate has been to serve people. You know, farming people, fishing people, teaching people, police people, Choiseul people, Soufrière and all their people, no matter where they are. And our people are here, ready to serve with a smile, professionalism and flexibility. If all that makes you think we're your kind of people, then we're ready to help you. Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. We make lives better. Join us today. Telephone 459-3100 or 459-3119.
It's a new day, a day we've been waiting for our whole lives. This is the beginning of something that we thought was impossible. We've put in the work to get to this moment, to work together as a team. And trust me, they know that Choiseul is on the rise. What they don't know is that we are just getting started.
Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. Call us today at 459-3119 or 459-3100.
At Great Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide cutting-edge customer service. Great Vision Designs specializes in television broadcasting and live streaming of funerals, sports events, weddings, meetings, shows, and more. Call us today at 722-6542 or 726-9914 or follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Great Vision Designs, coverage you can count on.
US Polo Association is having a massive sale at both locations at the Castries and Baywalk Mall. 30 to 70% off. That's right, 30 to 70% off. Men's, ladies, and kids apparel. Now is your chance to get your favorite outfits at fantastic savings. 30 to 70% off. And it's all happening at both locations, Castries and the Baywalk Mall. US Polo Association would like to
And we're back here at the Gros playing field. Not forgetting, I'm joined here by Greg Wilson. The rain has completely gone into hiding as we're into the 11th over, first over after the break. And the 4 deliveries gone in the 11th over, 97 for 1 after 10.4. And this over has been bowled by Siobhan Joseph. And again, Siobhan Joseph is pretty tight in the context of the whole game. The present scoring rate is 9.24. And that has gone down significantly, Greg Wilson, as Siobhan Joseph goes back to his mark.
Yes, certainly he has done a good job for the Gros team.
And number 4, Joseph with marbles on his back, bowls to the left, and the John L. Eugene, who just tucks away in a spectacular fashion out towards the backward square. And there's a bit of a fumble by Can Elcock on the deep backward square boundary, but you'll hardly, as Greg would have indicated before, rarely would you see with the ball traveling a lightning quick outfield, ball going to a field, and the 2 runs being taken here at Grizzly.
Yes, 2 runs is a rarity here, really.
As Joseph comes in again, this time to Natram. Natram, and it's a no ball, and Natram tucks this one away towards square leg, just behind square actually, and the outstretched hand of the umpire comes, and now the signal, free hit. How John L. Eugene would be relishing that. He's already batting on 29. John L. Eugene from 24 deliveries, and the score, that no ball has taken us over to exactly 100. So the Akels holding City Blasters having a good fun time at it, and John L. Eugene heave at this one, and well done there by the fielder. Fantastic stop, and it. Oh, it's another no ball. My goodness, Siobhan is really losing the plot on this last 2. Going over that line again is a Siobhan. He actually bowled in terms of line and length a very good delivery. John L. Eugene did not get under it as he wanted to, but he again transgressed that popping crease as he moves in. He's taken his run up over. John L. Eugene is coming down, and the big boot is in the way. There must be a bit of sting in that, but fantastic effort from Siobhan Joseph. Some damage might have been done already, Greg, which have warranted a change in the ball. And of course, Siobhan Spikes might have done some damage as well, because that ball was firmly struck back to him, and he put the size 13.5 behind it, and making a fantastic stop nonetheless as Belfort comes in. And a short delivery again. John L. Eugene is looking great as he just lifts that front leg and hitting this one out towards the square leg, just in front of square actually, and the fielder comes around from deep backward square and does the fielding, and there is just 1 run to the total. 1 run to the total. It moves on by 1 to 105 for 1, and the Akel holding City Blasters, they lost Dane Edward at 41, and a good partnership coming together. Belfort diving and not making a stop on this occasion, but Belfort cannot be charged for lack of effort at all. Greg Wilson, he's always putting in the hard 9 years, Belfort.
Yes, certainly he has bowled remarkably well, bowled in certain good areas. He's 2 overs so far. He has only considered some 5 runs.
Excellent work from Belfort, and Natram has gotten a half century in the process. Are we getting that? Stephen Natram, he's on 50 from 33 balls, and let's see, 5 fours and 3 sixes as Eugene is taking is just clipping Belfort off the pads. On this occasion, Belfort a little bit too straight, and a batsman of the class of John L. Eugene will not miss out. It is basically a help me delivery. Does not have all the pace in the world as Belfort. He's a really strength is his line and his length, and of course his enthusiasm. He's very enthusiastic young man, Belfort, as enthusiastic as his dreadlocks looked. Really nice on his back, bouncing as he comes in. Belfort to bowl to the left-hander, Eugene. Again, Eugene is getting a delivery short of a length and pulling out towards deep square leg. And he comes through again for another single, John L. Eugene. And he goes to 38, is it? 38 to John L. Eugene.
Look, the guys are signaling something there. I saw the signal dead ball or something.
There is a bit of a confusion on the part of the scoring and the umpires. There's a conference, mid-pitch conference. Jad Goodman, the captain of the Sale Gros Knights, he's there. And the batsmen have also gathered to have their own conference in the mid-pitch. And a word is coming out from the dugout of the Sale Gros Knights. So now we have a conference of 4, real meeting. I think it's being chaired by one of the umpires. But we have 2 players from the Sale Gros Knights in attendance. The 2 umpires are also there mid-pitch having what is a conference. So we're trying to decipher what they're doing. We have not seen any major signal from the umpires. Did we, Greg Wilson?
At some point I saw the umpire signaling dead ball. I wonder in dead ball. What was the reason for the dead ball?
My goodness, the score is really interestingly poised. We at 111 for 1 in 11 overs. This is all ones across the board. What are the odds, Greg Wilson? 111 for 1 in 11 overs. So it is straight ones across the scoreboard. Your thoughts on that, Greg Wilson? What are the odds of that happening?
Not too often you would find that situation very peculiar.
It would be a time for umpire Dickie Bird if he was there to do a little hop. Because really and truly, this is something for those of us who believe in suspicion. If I was batting, I'd probably do a little hop as well to ensure that this does not bring any sort of negative omen to the field. We are here at the Grozili playing field. This is the KFC SPLT20. This is the 4th edition of the SPLT20. And we have cleared everything up. And Belfort is bowling to Nate Schramm. And this one is right into the block hole. And John L. Eugene is backing up very far, easy. And Belfort is running around quickly and halting any idea that John L. Eugene and Natram had to take another run. See, when Natram hit... and now it's even greater. It's 11.1. Belfort into Natram, and Natram is drawn forward and beaten all ends up. And it is Belfort completing the over. Another good over from Trent Belfort is 2 overs, none for 11. And we've completed the 12th over. The Akels holding City Blasters. They are 111 for 1. Very well poised and placed there. The City Blasters, Greg Wilson, they have found themselves in a great position with the captain Natram batting on 50 and John L. Eugene, good support, 38 from 29.
Yes, certainly good going by this. So they have a good understanding among themselves. In between the wickets, they run in between the clear lines of communication. But certainly the platform is set to get in excess of 200 runs, because with that quick outfield there, Clivers is not like the Darren Sammy cricket ground. If you get 200 runs, you probably feel satisfied. Here you need 220, 240 to feel a bit comfortable with that score.
Greg, I'll take that comment. We did say it at the Darren Sammy cricket ground, and the City Blasters, the Akel holding City Blasters, they fell away. So I will refrain from saying what score they should get. But for me, I am thinking their platform is well set for a very competitive score, as we have a change of bowling. Lee John, I had not seen Lee John with his hair so bouncy. Lee John, right arm around the wicket to Jonel Eugene. First dot delivery to start things off, and he comes into Jonel Eugene. Yeah, and his on appeal comes up, and it looks like it's going down, Greg Wilson, but a very confident appeal from behind and in front of the stumps. What do you think about this one, Greg?
Well, not too many have struck the pad for the evening, so anytime one has struck the pad, you would expect the bowler to get excited.
Definitely getting excited here is Lee John, and bringing the excitement here to you is Cliver's Jules as well, as Lee John comes around the wicket again, and Jonel Eugene is not quite ready, and the reset button has to be pressed. The umpire, that's James, signals the dead ball, and John will come back to the top of his mark to start things off again. He comes into bowl to Eugene, and Eugene is looking for the slog sweep. He will find the gap and into the boundary at the backward square. 4 runs to Jonel Eugene. This time, genuflecting really as if he were in the church and taking this one down to the backward square. 4 runs to Jonel Eugene. He moves into the 40s really with that one, Greg.
Yeah, well struck boundary there, but on this occasion, Lee John just angling into the pads and really giving Jonel the liberty to just walk him backward square for an easy boundary.
Definitely, and I saw that even in the previous delivery that he wrapped him on the pads, just the ball just going on with the arm, and this time he beats the keeper out towards the boundary, lightning quick, and no one is going to stop that. Not even the effervescent, enthusiastic Trent Belfort is going to touch this one as it runs down to the boundary. 4 more back-to-back boundaries for Jonel Eugene, and he's edging. It's 4 byes. I thought he had some bat on this one, Jonel Eugene. My eyes are deceiving me here. I'm getting riper with age here. And 4 byes really. And so Lee John figures stays nice. The score moves on to 119 as Lee John this time is on target. Jonel Eugene plays this one back up the track. No run resulting from this delivery. 119, the score remains. Eugene, he is on 42, and Natrum, his captain, is on 50. Eugene gets a delivery down the leg side, and Dominic August made to work hard for it as he able to stop this one. A good stop from him. It is John into Eugene, and that one bounce and turn. What a delivery to finish things off from Lee John. Bounce and turn, and the score remains on 120 for 1 after 13 overs, Greg Wilson.
Yes, good end to the over there by Lee John. Good delivery, just bouncing and spinning across Jonel Eugene. But in the process, in that over, the City Blasters, they were still able to pick up some 9 runs. So still a healthy rate of Cliver, some 9.23.
Very, very healthy rate. And Greg Wilson, we must consider as well, it's a much smaller outfield here at Grizzly, and they were able to do that much at the Darren Sammy. So here you're expecting that they will be posing a huge total on the board, as we are going to see a change of bowling. It's Rene Montoute experience as well. Those young lads from the Sale Knights team, Greg Wilson, some of them have been around for so much, you'd think that they are 70 years old already. So long that you've heard their names, and they're still but teenagers, and some of them in their early 20s. But they have played a lot of cricket, been around, and they would know this ground very well. This is their home ground. They practice there, play there night in and night out. So you'd expect the Sale Gros Knights to put up a good fight here tonight.
Well, certainly if there's one team that is playing in competition that is at home, it's really the Gros Knights.
Definitely the Grizzly Knights. They are at home, both at the Darren Sammy cricket ground and as well as at the Grizzly playing field, as Montoute comes left arm round the wicket into the right-handed Natrum. Natrum plays this one back down the track, and Montoute does the fielding of his own bowling here. Starting well, Rene Montoute, bang on target, easy. Left arm round the wicket to Natrum, moves on 50. Natrum pulls this one, and he gets the elevation, gets the distance, and a bit too short there from Rene Montoute, and Steven Natron batting on 50 will not miss out on that one, Greg.
Yes, certainly that was a buffet delivery, help yourself, and certainly short, and he was spunked over the long on boundary for 6, and Natron, having opened the batting, he has been out there for quite a while. He would have picked up the pace of the wicket already, so he was onto this one in a flash.
Definitely onto this one is Natron. Is given everything, and I like how you put it, Greg Wilson, a buffet delivery. It is help yourself to what you want, and basically that ball was so short, it was actually asking, could you please help me over the boundary? And Steven Natron duly obliged on this one. We just have a technical a bit. Oh, the ball is back in the field. Ball is back, and Rennie. Oh, we have a replacement ball. A replacement ball. Montoute around the wicket again. This one goes high up in the air. Does it have the distance? It doesn't. And the fielder takes it. It does. It looks like Chico. Chico does not miss, Greg Wilson. This one went very, very high. Rene Montoute on this occasion, inducing the fall stroke. Steven Natron going for one too many.
Well, on this occasion, a bit slower in the air, and Natron looking to replicate the previous shot. But this one had the height, but not the distance. And the safe hands of Tyrell Chico just pouched this one. So a good break there for the Rosalie Sylvia. Definitely, had the captain Natron hung on for perhaps another 5 overs, he certainly would have hurt them.
Definitely, one would think a very, very timely dismissal for the Sale Rosalie Knights. Had Natron been around, and we know the explosive power of Steven Natron, and he is taken. Let's just get a quick look at his stats here. Steven Natron, he went for 56 from 38 with 5 fours and 4 sixes, a strike rate of 147. And coming in to replace him, he's been batting very well this season, is Jaden A. Liebach. So another left-hander comes in to replace the right-handed captain who has just been dismissed, called Tyrell Chico of the bowling of Rene Montoute. And Rene Montoute, he stays round the wicket, left arm round the wicket to the left-handed. And the left-hander is turning this one straight into the path of Trent Belfort, who does the fielding. And I tell you something, Greg Wilson, I am really liking the energy of Trent Belfort and a number of the Sale Rosalie Knights fielders. And the energy of the batting as well is fantastic. So basically, it looks like we're in for a very, very good, exciting encounter this evening as Montoute comes over the wicket into Eugene. Eugene plays this one out towards point, and the fielder comes in. Jadel Cyril. I saw him with the beep earlier. He must be a substitute. Jadel Cyril, the substitute, comes in quickly, but not before Eugene takes another one to take him a little bit deeper into the 40s. He's on 43, Jonel Eugene. Eli Box. And Eli Box goes for a big heave. This one, he is missing it. And fortunately for him, just outside of stump, the ball did not make the bounce that he was anticipating. Going for a big heave out towards the mid-wicket. And fortunately for him, Greg, not making any contact on the ball, not making contact with the stump either.
Yes, I think this last delivery, he would have been better served, perhaps looking to hit over the long off region. But fortune favors the brave. Luckily, he did not get an under edge, but a good end to a good over, nevertheless, by Rene Montoute.
Again, Montoute, a good over for him. A good comeback after being hit for a humongous 6. And it will be John to continue around the wicket, right arm around the wicket, off spin into Jonel Eugene, and he's getting the bounce and some turn as well. Now that we're seeing Lee John has slowed it down quite a touch, Greg Wilson. Now the ball is gripping and turning, so he's also extracting some bounce here. So good stuff from Lee John. Jonel Eugene is a bit more watchable. He goes for the reverse. It's in there, out towards the boundary, and goes into the boundary now. What would be backward point if he was batting left-handed, but he's turned right-handed. So we can still call it backward point because he initially set up left-handed, Greg Wilson.
Yes, good bit of innovation there by Jonel Eugene. Knowing fully well that the ball would be spinning across him, he just struck it with a reverse sweep, and certainly he's gotten 4 valuable runs for himself and the team.
Excellent execution. Jonel Eugene has moved to 47. Again, Lee John is on target. Jonel Eugene is showing dexterity here to playing this one, reversing this one out towards the boundary. And another good delivery from Lee John. Jonel Eugene, 47 from 38 deliveries. Akel holding City Blasters. 132 for 2. Again, Jonel Eugene goes for it, and the appeal comes up, and the umpire is not interested. Most importantly, and fortunately as well, for the Akel holding City Blasters and Jonel Eugene, the umpire judged this one to be missing the leg stump. And from our vantage point, Greg Wilson, it looks like it might have been missing as well. But Jonel Eugene did not look very good. Again, a while ago, doing that, he looked really good. He didn't come off, and he did not look the prettiest. This time, he's forward. Again, the ball is bouncing and turning, biting the outer portion of the bat out towards a backward point, and the fielder comes in very sharply, and the single is taken, nevertheless, to bring Jaden Eli into strike. And I'll tell you something, Lee John and Rene Montoute, they're just following up some of the good work done earlier by Joseph and Belfort. They're pegging back the scoring rate very nicely. At one point, it was high 10s, and now it's gone down to the high 8s as the over from John comes to a close. A splendid second over from Lee John. Just 5 runs coming off that second over. So Lee John is getting into his work and getting into the business, Greg Wilson.
Yes, certainly a good spell being bowled there by Lee John, really pegging the Blasters back, considering the high rate of scoring early on. So, I mean, if you look at the last 2 overs, only 14 runs they have scored.
We have had 15 overs bowled, and now it will be time for a change. In the commentary, we'll now hear the voice of Claudia Simanuel.
Thank you very much, Clivers, and good evening to all viewers. So 133 for 2, and indeed we are in fact going to have a double change as Jamal James is going to move in to replace Greg Wilson. Off the back foot goes Eugene, but goes back to the bowler. So Edward, 2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 32. He's picking it up from the northern end. He's going to be bowling to Eugene. Eugene 2 runs away from a half century. As he comes in, bowls to Eugene back. Wants a single, he'll get it as he plays square into the offside. And Eli Box responds well. So 1 more to the total, 134 for 2. Eugene looked good. Is waiting at the non-strikers then. Eli Box to this delivery is getting a full toss, but does not beat the bowler as Edward comes across to his right. And the total remaining on 134 for 2. So, as you would expect, and as indicated, a bit more rapid rate of scoring on a smaller ground at Gros. Delivery that is driven along the ground out towards mid-on, who doesn't pick up cleanly, long on, correction, but they will not take advantage of that. So just 1 more to the total. Eli Box doubling his score with the single, 135 for 2. Eugene 1 away from his 50 weights as Edward moves in, bowls to Eugene. Eugene is driving out towards long off and will get the half century as he will settle for the single. So a good knock by Eugene. Is 50 coming in somewhat 43 balls, is that correct? 44 balls, 4 4s and 1 6. The total 135 for 2. Tariq to Eli Box driving out towards the long off-fielder catch. Is that taken low down? Looks like it's taken. A good diving catch coming forward. He had to judge it And the man coming off the boundary, the ball was dropping. And good judgment in the end, getting both hands underneath it and rolling with the momentum to signal the loss of Jaden Eli Box, going caught at the long off boundary of the bowling of Tariq Edward. And as the 16th over is completed, it's now 136 for 3. The City Blasters. A good time to bring in Jamal James.
Yes, good night to our viewers and listeners. And Claudius, I think a bit of concern creeping into the dugout of the City Blasters team. If you would recall in the previous encounter, and just like tonight, they got off to a blistering and promising start. But as the game progressed, they started to slow down considerably. Now, the fellow commentators have been discussing that at this ground, a higher rate of scoring is expected, and a massive total like 230, like the previous commentator mentioned, is expected. But with the advent of the off spinners, Lee John and Tariq Edward, things have slowed down considerably. And the Blasters now at 146 for 3 with just 4 overs remaining. Every batsman now needs to get a move on as soon as possible.
Very much so. In fact, they are currently scoring at 8.5. And Lee John was been getting quite a bit of turn on this fairly dry surface here at Gros. He's going to move into Eugene, who of course a lot is depending on. He's 50 not out. Delivery that is down the leg side, looking to swing at it is Eugene. Struck on the pad. The ball going into the backward square leg position. There's no run. Let's look at the field. We've got long on, long off, deep extra cover, deep square leg. The off spin of John. He's operating from over the wicket. Moves in now. Bowls to Eugene. Eugene to this delivery is hoiking that out towards mid wicket. The fielder comes across. 2 of them. They almost collide. But in the end, good work with the man at the the square leg region having to jump over the advancing fielder from mid wicket. So they take 2. Eugene back on strike. 52. 138 for 3. John to Eugene. Eugene is looking to swing at it. It's down the leg side. A big appeal. But umpire James is shaking the head. It's angling down the leg side. And Eugene having some difficulty against John. We have seen the reverse sweep come to play. But generally, he has been troubled by John.
Yes, the ball is really spinning and gripping here. An excellent control from Lee John. He has just gone for 12 runs in his 2.2 overs.
John moving in from the south. Bowls to Eugene. Eugene to this delivery is lofting that out to square leg. Caught by the fielder on the boundary. Eugene finding difficulty in getting John away. Looking to chance the arm and loft on the onside. But he has gone straight into the lap of the fielder on the boundary at square leg to signal the end of John L. Eugene going caught at square leg of the bowling of Lee John for 52. And in the 16th over, the City Blasters, they have lost the important wicket of Eugene, who had gotten to that half century. And so a case of the City Blasters having to rebuild here, Jamal J.
Yes, and Lee John has been nothing short of excellent all tournament long, to be honest. This is the Gros team's second game. And you would recall Lee John's performance against the South Castries Lions team. He really kept all the left-handers very quiet. And he's doing the same here tonight. And to be honest, he's really at home here in the conditions at Gros, especially from this end. We would have played lots of local cricket. And Lee John, he has gotten the wicket of Eugene on several occasions. And doing the business here on the big night of the KFC SPL.
Indeed, this is, as we told you, game number 9. This is match day 5 of SPLT20. For 2023, we had the Gros playing field. In fact, it's a Northern Derby. The Gros Knights versus the City Blasters from Castries. So the action about to continue as Lee John will move into the new batsman. Delivery that goes back. Alex Antoine looking to get a single that is not on and has to go back into his crease. So Antoine fact, the two Antoines are out. Zai Antoine and Alex Antoine, they're both yet to score. John, operating from over the wicket now, will move into Alex Antoine. Alex is back and will get the single off the mark out to the short mid-wicket position. And a very sprightly Lee John coming across to complete the fielding at the end of a successful over for him. The 17th of the innings. It finds the City Blasters 4 for 139.
Yes, we must once again speak of the excellence of Lee John here tonight at the Gros playing field, a ground where all cricketers know is a batting paradise, a place where run scoring is at its premium. Lee John to return figures of 3 overs, 1 wicket for 13 is nothing short of amazing. And skipper Jad utilizing him quite effectively bringing him on after the 10 overs. So clearly one of the trump cards for the Grizzly team.
Indeed, but Jamal, given the platform that the City Blasters set for themselves, we have made the point that in recent overs they have really been pushed back by the Gros Knights. With 3 overs left, what's your forecast of the possible total that they can get?
At this point, I am thinking that they need to get somewhere within the region of 180, which is 41 runs adrift. But the Grizzly team have called on Tyrell Chico, who we would have mentioned has just played for St. Lucia for the first time this year, and he has been impressive with his bowling all year. He's bowling around the wicket to the right-handers now, looking to find that spot outside the line of the off-stump to take them away from that big swing towards the cemetery.
So Chico will move into Alex Antoine. Alex Antoine is lofting down the ground, out to long off, who doesn't pick up cleanly. They'll come for the second. The throw comes in, but low and awkward to Chico. He's not able to make anything of it. And it goes through him to be backed up by keeper Auguste. So 2 to Alex Antoine. He goes to 341 for 4. This is over number 18. Long off, deep extra cover. Mid-on is inside the circle. Deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. As Chico goes to Alex Antoine, who is not able to lay bat on ball. It's right up. And it's got some width on it as well. And a good rapid delivery. Good thinking there by Chico. So Alex Antoine not able to get under that. It's also backward point. Is there a third man? No third man. There is a third man. Oh yes, just away. Beyond our reach. We are on the southern section of the Grizzly playing field. We've also got a man inside the circle at 45. Delivery that's Hoyt over the head of the mid-on fielder and out towards long on. And a little surprising that the fielder is not in fact on the boundary. So Alex Antoine capitalizes and gets his first boundary. He goes to 7 and takes the total to 4 for 145 inside the 18th over.
Yes, quite a predictable plan here from Tyrell Chico to get that ball outside the line of the off stump. And good anticipation here from Antoine, just moving across to negate that line. He realized the vacant area and the acreage of space the fielder at mid-off, and good execution here.
Mid-on correction has gone to long on. Mid-wicket has gone to the boundary. Square leg comes into the circle as Chico was about to move in, but was still some field adjustments being made. In fact, Jad Goodman, the captain, is going all the way to him from extra cover just to perhaps give a little advice, a little consolation, just maybe to remind him of the game plan. So 141 for 4. This is over number 18. Umpire Donovan is also in the discussion, perhaps saying, come on guys, we need to push this along. Fortunately, there's no penalty for time wasting in this version of the T20 game. We see it at the regional level. It's not quite come into the local level. Chico moving in, bowls to Antoine. Antoine is getting a delivery wide, too wide. And called so by umpire Donovan. And Chico, very clear here that he's looking full and wide and to keep the ball away from the bat of Alex Antoine.
Yes, and this is why it was a bit disappointing with the field setting for the previous boundary. There is no way that this ball would have ended in the hands of the fielder at the backward square.
Chico moving in, balls to Alex Antoine. Alex Antoine is getting under that and lofting it out over mid wicket, over square leg in fact, and well over the boundary for 6. He gets his first maximum and goes into double figures. He goes to 13 and the total into the 150s. Is that correct? Yes, very much so. A big shot from Alex Antoine, and this is not as big as the Darren Sammy cricket ground. So if you get good purchase, good contact, you'll get value for your strokes here at Grizzly.
And this is why the Blasters team would be very concerned here and would be relying on the two Antoines to give them some more of this.
Chico moving in. Alex is getting a delivery outside the off stump and maybe looking to play it past the keeper and not making contact. It goes into the gloves of Dominic O'Geese. So over number 18 in progress. The City Blasters, they have lost Natrum for 56 and Eugene for 24. As they've also lost the lie box and that's shot and played backward point. It will go down to third man and Belfort is in the way and he gets the return back in. Alex Antoine looking for the second. It's not on. And the over is completed. So 18 overs completed. At the end of it, 153 for 4, which is the latest score at the Grizzly playing field.
I still believe, Claudius, that the Blasters team would consider themselves a bit behind at this point in the innings, given the great start that they had and the level of competence and technical proficiency shown by Natram and Jonel Eugene. They would have wanted to have been somewhere near 180 by now. They were expected to be about this point. But credit must be given to the bowlers and the captaincy from the Grizzly Knights team. Jad Goodman doing an excellent job with the way that he has utilized his bowlers. And such has been the great bowling from Lee John that we see an off-spinner bowling the 19th over.
Yes, he has been excellent. 3 overs, 1 for 13. I think we indicated his figures well. Lee John, 3 overs, no maidens, 1 for 13. And Tyrell Chico finishing his third in the previous over. 3 overs, not for 35. So Alex Antoine, 14 from 8. He is going to be in strike as John moves in, balls to Antoine. Antoine lofts that over the infield, but the sweeper is posted on the offside. And it's just one. He wants the second, but it's not on. As Zahi, who is yet to score, he's been there quite a while, Zahi, but he has not been facing. It's been Alex that has been in the center of things, and Alex has gone to 15 now from 9, and Lee John will move in now, goes to Antoine of the Zahi variety. He's driving out towards long off. The return fired into the keeper. Alex Antoine eager to take 2 when it's not available. He's got an opportunity to be in strike now. And he knows that he needs to push it along. 154. That's not the type of total you need at Grizzly. You need more. Down the track. Lofted on the bounce. Not getting hold of it. It goes to Goodman, who's on the edge of the circle at extra cover. And just a single to Antoine, who goes to 16. 155, 156, 156 for 4. John moving in, doesn't bowl in fact. Just maybe looking to see what the thinking and the behavior of Zahi Antoine is. And he's seeing that Antoine is not so mobile at the crease, looking to wait for what is on offer. Delivery, a big drive outside the off stump, but doesn't make contact. And Lee John continues this very economical performance, gets away with a dot ball. Conversation between himself and Goodman, the captain, just looking to continue exactly as he has been doing. Just 16 runs he has conceded in this final down track, and a miss by the keeper, and that will go behind him for 4. 4 byes now signaled by umpire James. And a let off here for Zai Antoine, but beaten as he came down. Dominic Ogis not picking up the ball outside the off stump.
Yes, really excellent control here from Lee John, and he should have had a wicket here, but the keeper unable to collect from that pacey delivery.
160 for 4. This is the 19th over. John moving in, bowls to, and again missing outside the off stump as a big drive from Zai Antoine. Doesn't make contact, and a good conclusion of the spell for Lee John. 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 16. Extremely good figures indeed. With 6 balls left in the innings, the City Blasters, they have gone to 160 for 4.
At this ground here, Claudius, where off spinners usually travel the distance, I am honestly surprised at the figures from Lee John. It's been years since I've seen a bowler escape, to be honest, with such great figures. But sometimes when it's your night, it's your night. And to be honest, he bowled so well against the left-handers that once the right-handers got to look at him, I honestly felt that they would have took him to the cleaners. But again, such was his great control tonight.
Yes, I think that there were 2 deliveries to John L. Eugene that I think put a little bit of question mark in the minds of the batsmen. They spun very, very sharply, and I think that even got Eugene, who was well set, a little more careful against him. In fact, Eugene reverting to the reverse sweep, which he did get off on one occasion, but generally excellent spell from Lee John as the final over is about to start. And is that Chico who's coming in for his final over. Chico, 3 overs, no maidens, not for 35. And so he's been tasked with the responsibility of continuing to keep the fairly good economy that the Gros Knights have been able to concede. 8.42 is the current rate of the City Blasters. Chico with the final over, moves in, bowls to Alex Antoine. Antoine is lofting that out towards the field, and diving attempt by Goodman on the edge of the circle, not successful. The return comes in, and the keeper Ogis is perhaps not able to get the ball onto the bails as quickly as possible, and so it looks like Alex Antoine has arrived safely, but a valiant attempt on the edge of the circle with Goodman diving, the ball going over his head and just a little too far away from him, allows Alex Antoine to come back for 262 for 4. Chico moving in. Antoine is looking to scoop, doesn't make contact, and the ball coming somewhere off the back of the bat and going back towards the bowler. Attempt to be cheeky there, not successful on the part of Alex Antoine.
Yes, with Chico bowling to a field heavily biased on the offside, Alex Antoine realized the need to do something different here. Quite an uncharacteristic shot.
4 deliveries left in the final over. Chico from the north moves in, bowls to Alex Antoine, backing away, but only able to hit it along the ground very tamely, and to be picked up by the mid-off fielder. And 3 deliveries gone in the over so far. Jamal, Chico has been the better of the 2 in action.
Yes, he's delivering the goods here tonight, but you would recall that Zai Antoine had hit 3 consecutive sixes in his previous game.
Chico moves into Zai Antoine. Antoine here for Gros Knights as he moves in. Alex Antoine in strike. Short delivery and no contact. Knocked down by the keeper. But more importantly, just keeping things quiet from the Gros Knights' point of view. And just 1 considered in the penultimate ball of the innings. Extremely good work from Gros Knight players.
And very impressive here from Tyrell Chico. The batter would have been expecting that ball somewhere on a foolish length outside the line of the off stump, but Chico, quite deceptively pacey, got this one near the neck of Antoine and really surprised him.
So, Final delivery of the innings as Chico will bowl to Zai Antoine as he comes in, bowls to Antoine. Wide delivery. There's going to be a run out with Alex Antoine already onto the striker's area. And wide now called by the umpire, but Zai Antoine will have to go back to the pavilion as he has in fact been run out. And so the penultimate, the final delivery now to come with Zai Antoine going by the run-out route, because as the keeper sought to pick up the ball, Alex Antoine very eager to come and get the single. There was a bit of a mix-up between the two, and in the end a very easy run-out completed by the bowler, just walking through and clipping off the bails.
Yes, I'm not really sure we could blame Alex Antoine here for basically selling Zai Antoine down the river. It's traditionally known that on the last ball of the game that you run for anything.
Chico with the final now, and to the midfielder who almost gets knocked off his feet, but he keeps his balance and does well in the end. So the innings coming to a conclusion, 167, John Smith tells me the official score. So 167 for 5. That is the final effort by the Akel Holdings Incorporated City Blasters. 167 for 5 with Alex Antoine finishing on 20. And so overall, a decent effort by the City Blasters if you look at the overall run rate of 8.25. But given the smallness of the Gros playing field, Jamal James, your take on the sort of challenge that this total can present for the Gros Knights as we get into the second part of the game?
Well, Claudius, we must consider several factors here. The Gros team is basically at home. They know this ground inside and out. They train on this pitch day in, day out. And I think, like you said, given the start that the Blasters had, they would count themselves disappointed to have only posted 165. I think that they do have a good bowling attack, an accomplished bowling attack. But against the Gros lineup who know how to score runs on this ground here, I think that they would consider this a below par score. And they would really have to bowl out of their skins here to contain the Gros batting lineup.
Thank you very much, Jamal. So let's give you a quick indication of the main performances. 167 for 5 with the top scorer being Stephen Natrum, 56. We also had a good knock from John L. Eugene of also a half century. 167 for 5. We saw excellent bowling from Lee John, and just waiting for just to get an overall indication of the key performers here. But we can tell you that we are in fact in the middle part of the game, the mid innings. This is game number 9, and the Akel Holdings Incorporation City Blasters against the Sale Grosile Knights. Let's see if we are ready for the scorecard for you, giving you the main highlights. As we saw the toss being won by the Grosile side, as they won the toss and they decided to go into bat. We saw Natrum and Dane Edward starting the proceedings. So we'll have to give you that information as we come back for the resumption of play with the Grosile Knights going after that total of 167. So we've got that information for you. Stephen Natrum was caught Chico ball Montoot for 56. Then Edward caught Chico ball Tariq Edward 17. John L. Eugene caught of the bowling of caught by Davin Ford of the bowling of Lee John for 52. Jaden Elibox was caught Chico ball Edward 2. Zai Antoine run out 2. Alex Antoine not out 20. We had some 17 extras made up of 8 byes, 2 no balls, and 7 wides. 166. 166 the correction for 5. The bowling figures: Tyrell Chico 4 overs no maidens not for 41. Rene Montu 2 overs no maidens 1 for 18. Davin Ford 3 overs no maidens not for 19. Tariq Edwards 3 overs no maidens 2 for 35. Siobhan Joseph 2 overs no maidens not for 18. And Trent Belfort 2 overs for 11 runs. So 166 for 5, so a target of 167, just under 9 runs per over. So that is the situation at the Gros playing field. We'll take a break and we will be back with you with the resumption. Gros Knights going after 167. We'll have more for you in a few minutes time. So bye for now from the Gros playing field.
So you can do the run out and then do the wide. I have 167. Yeah, and then because of how it's thing out there. Just leave it at 167 and you do it. But when they took the white and they took the run. Yeah, the white and they run out. And they attempt that run. Yeah. What's all the giving? 166? Just now. Just now. Trying to get back to the that's not good enough, though. Good enough. You have to do the tonight. One mic. One mic. You have to do the tonight. Yep. We have to do that by hand. Very much work. Okay.
US Polo Association is having a massive sale at both locations at the Castries and Baywalk Mall. 30 to 70% off. That's right, 30 to 70% off. Men's, ladies, and kids apparel. Now is your chance to get your favorite outfits at fantastic savings. 30 to 70% off. And it's all happening at both locations, Castries and the Baywalk Mall. US Polo Association would like to thank our loyal customers for the years of support. Don't forget, 30 to 70% off. Sale starts Wednesday, October 11th.
Since 1963, our mandate has been to serve people. You know, farming people, fishing people, teaching people, police people, Choiseul people, Soufrière and all their people, no matter where they are. And our people are here, ready to serve with a smile, professionalism, and flexibility. If all that makes you think we're your kind of people, then we're ready to help you. Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. We make lives better. Join us today. Telephone 459-3100 or 459-3119.
It's a new day. A day we've been waiting for our whole lives. This is the beginning of something that we thought was impossible. We've put in the work to get to this moment. To work together as a team. And trust me, they know that Choiseul is on the rise. What they don't know is that we are just getting started.
Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. Call us today at 459-3119 or 459-3100.
At Great Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide cutting-edge customer service. Great Vision Designs specializes in television broadcasting and live streaming of funerals, sports events, weddings, meetings, shows, and more. Call us today at 722-6542 or 726-9914 or follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Great Vision Designs, coverage you can count on.
US Polo Association is having a massive sale at both locations at the Castries and Baywalk Mall. 30 to 70% off. That's right, 30 to 70% off. Men's, ladies, and kids apparel. Now is your chance to get your favorite outfits at fantastic savings. 30 to 70% off. And it's all happening at both locations, Castries and the Baywalk Mall. US Polo Association would like to thank our loyal customers for the years of support. Don't forget, 30 to 70% off. Sale starts Wednesday, October 11th.
Since 1963, our mandate has been to serve people. You know, farming people, fishing people, teaching people, police people, Choiseul people, Soufrière and all their people, no matter where they are. And our people are here, ready to serve with a smile, professionalism, and flexibility. If all that makes you think we're your kind of people, then we're ready to help you. Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. We make lives better. Join us today. Telephone 459-3100 or 459-3119.
US Polo Association is having a massive sale at both locations at the Castries and Baywalk Mall. 30 to 70% off. That's right, 30 to 70% off. Men's, ladies, and kids apparel. Now is your chance to get your favorite outfits at fantastic savings. 30 to 70% off. And it's all happening at both locations, Castries and the Baywalk Mall. US Polo Association would like to thank our loyal customers for the years of support. Don't forget, 30 to 70% off. Sale starts Wednesday, October 11th.
Man. So final leg and third man are the two fielders out. And we have John It moves in from the northern end into Canel Cock. Canel Cock is getting a delivery on about off stump and he's playing this one out towards mid off. And there is no run. So just one run on the board so far. Dylan John in the similar fashion as to how he started in the last game. He is really tight, as I say, for the first time this evening. Greg Wilson, hello. Well, not this evening, first time, but first time this evening.
Yes, good evening again, Clivers, and good evening to our viewers.
Again. John, and this one wraps Elcock on the pads, and there is no run. And we look at Dylan John, very well built, good rhythmic run coming in, but of course just on his follow through, as our big pace fellow commentator would have indicated, just a bit off balance when he is letting it go. And Dylan John is at the top of his mark and looking to make some adjustments to his field. Is pulling the fine leg into the 50-yard circle, and he's brought a square leg out onto the boundary. What is he looking to bowl, Greg Wilson? We're not quite sure. Is that a bluff he's calling? And he moves into bowl to Elcock. And Elcock is getting a delivery on the line. Well, that's wide down the leg side. I was going to say for a moment that it was on the line of leg stump, but this is way down the leg side, as John has really pushed a little bit too far, and the extra run being given there as the umpire Donovan signals a wide. And for the sort of start that you saw the Akel Golden City Blasters go out, one would think they would have gotten a lot closer to 200, but the last 10 did not quite go their way. And Dylan John has lined up one exactly where he wanted it, and the stumps have been shattered. The bells are sailing, and the sail grows in the night. They lose their first. Greg Wilson, Dylan John, bang on target this evening.
Yes, good delivery there by Dylan John. Dylan John must be a good poker player, because he did set Can Elcock drop the man at the square leg boundary, and Can Elcock most likely was camping on the back foot, anticipating a short ball from Dylan, but that ball was brought up and just went through the gap. Certainly a good ploy there by Dylan John, and really getting a good dismissal.
Excellent bowling from Dylan John. And Dylan John again, he started well for the Akel's Holding City Blasters. You called it right, Greg Wilson. Dylan John really played with the mind of Can Elcock, and just dropping the deep square leg field, pulling fine leg in as if to say, I'm going to pitch a shot to you. And then he brought one right up there, and Can Elcock camped on the back foot and really missing out, losing his stumps in the process. And the first wicket goes down for with just a mere 2 on the board. And with the fall of Elcock for no score of 4 deliveries, the captain, Jad Goodman, the left-hander, replaces the left-hander who just went out. Jad Goodman, he comes in, and the left-arm fast bowler, John, left over the wicket into Goodman. And John is a bang on target, and Goodman plays this one back down the track, and the score remains on 2-1. So Dylan John completes a very successful over, miserly over on the wicket. Greg Wilson, good start from Dylan John.
Good start indeed, and mark improvement from what we saw the very first evening, where he bowled some 12 deliveries to complete the first over. But since then, we have seen him really go back to the drawing boards, and in the last game, we saw he really set the tone for the inning for the City Blasters, and again tonight even better, just conceding 2 runs, but most importantly picking up the early wicket of Can Elcock.
And it's the manner in which he picked up the wicket. It shows that there was a lot of thought in this one. He thought about it. He pushed the field. So he was really thinking through the whole process. And on this occasion, he outfoxed Can Elcock and brought about Can Elcock's demise. So good 6 from John, and as is customary, the Akels holding City Blasters, they will be opening with the left arm. I'd like to say he's a spinner, but I think he really pushes them through. Jaden in the light box, he comes from the media center end, and he's bowling to Arthur. Arthur is getting a delivery that just grips and turn a little bit off the outer portion of the the bat, and the left hand bowler coming round the wicket to the right hander as a dot ball to start things off. Jaden in light box again to Arthur. Arthur is forward in defense into the offside, and there is no run. And one thing that we've seen Jaden Lightbox do tonight for his first two deliveries, he's gone a lot slower than normal, Greg Wilson, as he continues to bowl. And this one is full into the pads of Zidane Arthur, who's looking to go aerial but not making any contact. So Jaden Lightbox, a fantastic start for him. He is bowled 3 deliveries, 3 dot deliveries so far. So he's following up with the sort of stuff that John, the lead that John has set. Again, this one is played straight, and the bowler can't stop it, and they come through for the single. So Zidane Arthur goes to 2, the score goes to 3, and it brings Goodman into strike. He's yet to score from the solitary delivery that he has faced, and the Gros in the ninth, really trying to make a good start, or need to get a good start in order to overhaul that. Is a smallish outfield, but lightning quick Greg Wilson. And what do you make of the position of the Sale Grizzly Knights at this time?
Well, not the sort of position that they would have wanted to lose an early wicket, but the score, one would say, is a pass score on this ground.
Definitely a pass score, as Eli Box bowls to Goodman, who is on the back foot, playing this one out towards a point, and there is no run as Antoine comes in very quickly to restrict the scoring as Eli Box comes, and he goes high. Does he have? He does have the distance. The elevation was on, and the distance was there with it as well. And we do have a breeze as well, not as solid as that of Grozile, but getting under this one is Jad Goodman, and lifting him over wide long on for a 6. Good finish to the over from Jad Goodman.
Yes, good finish to the over, but for a moment his heart would have been in his mouth, Clivers, because that ball went high up and you saw the fielder settling just at the edge of the boundary, but the strong breeze really took it over. Unfortunate enough for him, he got 6 runs.
Definitely, it is an element of risk that was involved in this particular encounter, but certainly he was hitting with the spin, so in terms of that, he was making the right choice, as we see after 2 overs, 9 for 1, and at the same stage, the Akel holding City Blasters, they were 18 after 2, as John comes in to Arthur, and Arthur is looking to play this one just past a point and not making any contact. It goes through to the wicketkeeper, Stephen Natrum. And Greg Wilson, am I saying that Stephen Natrum is keeping wicket without a pair of pads on?
I think the young keepers always say the modern day keeper, this is one of the things we see they do. Go out, perhaps he may have those shin guards the footballers use.
Let's just hope that there is some element of protection, albeit he gets an awkward return. And this one, top edge, and it might go as well. It's in the air, and it's just over the rope. A better effort from the fielder might have seen a better effort from the fielder, because this one essentially landed exactly over the rope. Had he judged it well, he might have gotten a catch. But top edge, and fortune favors the brave here, Greg.
Yes, fortune favors the brave indeed, but misjudged catch there by the young man on the long leg boundary.
Definitely misjudging it is the young man, and he knows that It looks definitely like Kimani Sexius. Gros Leman should have done better with that as John comes in to bowl again to Alpha and Dylan John. That are we seeing a bit of pressure from Dylan John? This ball was so wide, it would have been called wide in another match, on another day, on another pitch. That's how wide that particular delivery was. Dylan John just really losing it there. We hope he can line it back up, because we know Dylan John, sometimes he can really get inside his head himself and really make a meal of things. He started very well here this evening, and for his own sake and that of the Akel Holdings City Blasters, he'd want to stay on target there and thereabout. Zidane Alpha waits. And this time he gets the line right, he gets the length right, and Zidane Alpha was completely beaten for pace on this one, as this one zipped through above the line of off stump and into the glove of Stephen Natram. So again, Dylan John has found his radar, and he has a good head of steam he's working up here, Greg.
Yes, certainly. Once he gets it right, he is a handful. But Dylan John is Dylan John's worst enemy. But he just needs to be a bit more consistent.
Certainly will be looking for consistency is Dylan John, and he moves in to bowl to Alpha, and Alpha is looking for just a little playing away from his body, just looking to edge this one. Really, an educated edge is looking for. The ball is moving. Dylan John is getting some prodigious lateral movement with this delivery away from the bat of the right-hander, Greg.
Yes, normally he would be swinging the ball back into the right-handers, but on this occasion it went away. So certainly he is mixing it up.
A good skill set being displayed here by Dylan John. It's about the best I've seen him in a while. Dylan John, and this time is pulling out towards a square leg, one down, and think about the second. It's not on as the fielder runs around. It looks like a light box. Oh, just run around very sharply, and again pressure really mounting here on the Sale Gros Knights. They can't seem to negotiate Dylan John with any degree of authority. And they would want a good start, especially in the power play overs, Greg Wilson, where you want to capitalize with on the fielding restrictions. As John is now going to bowl to Goodman. Goodman with his customary yellow helmet awaits. And Goodman is playing this one out towards the backward square. The fielder is making an effort, but they can't stop it. There was a lot of juice on that one. Dylan John has a bit of pace, and Goodman just stepping inside the line and helping it out towards the deep backward square. And the fielder from long leg went around, but couldn't stop the boundary. Good finish to the over, and taking it to 21 after 3 overs. So at the same stage, the Akel Holding City Blasters, they were 31 and some 10 runs ahead. But the Sale Gros Knights have no need to worry, Greg Wilson, as on the back end, there's enough once they can keep it together and push through. So it may be considered a good start for them. Not an explosive start by any means, but a good start nonetheless.
Yes, a relatively good start. They're still going at just, 7 and over. So there's no need to panic once the captain, Jad Goodman, is out there. And more so, Grosley is at home, so they would know the conditions better than anyone else.
Definitely, and how they would miss the likes of Kimani Melius. Had he been there, he always usually provides that explosive start for them. It will be Jaden Elibox, number 75 on the back of his shirt, and he's bowling there to Arthur, and Arthur is getting a delivery on the line of Midland leg and working it out towards square leg for another 4. So back-to-back boundaries for the Gros Knights, and they're beginning to get into their work, the Sale Gros Knights.
Yeah, certainly a good shot there by Arthur. This one, Jaden Elibox just drifting onto the pads. He just clipped it into the square leg region for 4.
Good shot from Arthur. Again, Jaden Elibox is playing this one again, drifting into the pads, just drifting with the arm. He's just going on with the arm, Jaden Elibox, and we saw in the first over where he was looking to slow things down, and he's gone back to regular ways with just putting a little bit on it, not giving the ball the opportunity to grip bounce and turn, and there is some turn on offer here, and we've seen it in the previous over as this one is just worked off the pads again down to a diving shot, fine leg in Dylan John, and Dylan John is impressive tonight. It's like Dylan John is
on what we have seen in the past. It was a good diving save there.
excellent save from John, and Goodman comes into strike. Goodman, Eli Box comes over the wicket, and Goodman is stroking this one out towards extra cover, and he gets the single. That does not get the single. It's a dot ball actually, as the fielder just fires this one in. It's Jonel Eugene. And Jonel Eugene would be playing in front of a home crowd as well, although he's playing for the Akel Holding City Blasters. He's a Gros man. As a good man just stabbed this one out towards the mid-wicket region, and the fielder comes in to restrict the scoring. And of course, Eli Box bang on target. He's bowled 1.4 overs, a none for 12. Jaden Eli Box. The Sale Gros is here 26 for 1, and we're into the fourth over. This one is coming our way. It's going over us. Jad Goodman goes big. He goes long, and he gets the maximum, the result that he was looking for, Greg Wilson. Fantastic shot from Jad Goodman.
Yes, fantastic shot indeed. On this occasion, Jaden Eli Box just getting right in the arc and just playing the lofted drive with ease. And this one just sailed back over the bowler's head for 6 runs. So good finish to the over for the Grizzly Sail.
The Sail Grizzly Knights, they have gotten the sails, the wind in the sails, and this one is sailing over from Jad Goodman. I'm hoping that the umpires has a good supply of extra balls, Greg Wilson, since the Sail Grizzly Knights look to be in a mood to get this ball sailing. And it will be John to get his third over. And I'm thinking this is a good move from the captain. Dylan John is on song, and we saw him in one of the matches, one of the previous matches, really not being able to withstand the pressure on the back end. So the very first game of the Akels Holding City Blasters against the Eagles, as John moves in to Arthur, and this one looks wide. It is given wide. It started wide and continued going even further, and an extra run to the total. Dylan John, captain, doing the right thing to my mind. I would definitely do so, because he's shown they probably give him his first 2 spells within the first 10-12 overs, and because he's shown that he does not have the temperament to keep his nerves together on the back end as he moves in. Dylan John, he's on song tonight, right up on the money, and this time he's too straight, driven by Zidan Alpha, but he couldn't find a gap. Zidan Alpha, good looking shot, but straight to the fielder, and can't get no result for it. Another dot delivery, good ball from Dylan. Well, I think if the batsman had found a gap, it might have been going to the boundary. But nevertheless, he's looking to get him driving because he's getting a bit of movement.
Yes, certainly. This one was cutting back sharp, but unfortunate for the batsman, he found the fielder at the mid-wicket region.
And it is John moving the ball both ways this evening. This one cut back in again, played into the offside by Zidan Arthur, and it is another dot delivery. The present run rate is at 7.92. The required rate is 8.46, so nothing to worry about. The Akel Holding City Blasters, they got an excellent start, but the second half really belonged to the Sale Gros Knights, as they were able to pull it back with their spinners. The spinners doing a fantastic job. Lee John, Tariq Edward, and even Belfort, who came in with his medium pace and was able to really pull back the scoring rates from the Akel Holding City Blasters. And this time against he's getting a bit of movement, lots of movement down the leg side. Stephen Natram had to dive to his left to make that stop, but the umpire will call the wide, and Dylan John would have to try to get out of this over quickly. Greg Wilson, he knows how it can get when he stays in too long.
Yes, certainly. A bit of indiscipline just creeping in. We saw a wide on the off side and now a wide down the leg side.
Dylan John would want to get that discipline back up. He would want to also look to get the areas that brought him the wicket over Can Elcock as he moves in to Afa. And Afa is driving aerially out towards the boundary at the backward point into the boundary now. 4 runs to Afa. Afa was not looking to keep this one down, was looking to just play through the line of it and did play an excellent shot and got the result he desired.
Yes, certainly the delivery provided that sort of shot. The ball was full and wide, so all he had to do was to throw the kitchen sink at this one, and he got value for his shot.
And at Grosley playing field, you do get value for your shot. We talk about the outfield, how good it looks this evening. Very quick outfield. And once that goes past the inner ring, it is going the full distance. Zidane Affa is beginning to get into his work. Dylan John serving up something wide, and he got it. Dylan John, what sort of a delivery is he going to bowl? His follow-up delivery is bang on target, plays into the offside, and a point comes in Antoine and makes the stop. No run resulting. The score remains on 38 for 1, 4.3 overs. So right where they want to be, they sail. Gros really nice. Greg Wilson, no pressure. They not too big a total to chase, and bang where they want to be. They've lost the solitary wicket of Can Elcock, but this pair has come together and beginning to put on a good partnership as John comes in. And again, this one is wide outside of stump, and you could hear the grunt from Dylan. He's putting everything out there this evening.
Yes, certainly he's putting a big effort, big heart. That is what required, because as we did indicate a little early on, it's not so much of a huge total to defend. So certainly he needs to be on song. If not, that could quickly run away from them.
It is not that much of a big total, and Dylan John looking to complete his third over. One delivery shy of the completion of his third over. 38 for 1 in 4.5 overs as John bowls into Afa, and this one is down the leg side. Again, the discipline of Dylan John, an extra to the total. And of course, the Sale Grosley Knights will be happy with that performance from Dylan, giving them a few extra deliveries, and they're receiving it gleefully. 3 of them so far from Dylan, 3 extra deliveries, and they are happy to accept that. As Dylan John looking to get out of the over, he's bowled 2.5 overs, 1 for 20 so far. And Zidane Affa, he faces up to John outside of stump, and again looking for that cheeky little shot past the keeper, not making any contact. Is Zidane Affa, and after 5 overs, Greg Wilson, the score is 39 for 1 with Zidane Affa on 18 from 19 and Jad Goodman 16 from 7. We will take some further comments from you, Greg Wilson, and then it will be the voice of the big paceman, Claudius Emmanuel.
Yes, at this very same stage, the Castres Blasters, they were 58 for the loss of 1, and the Grosley Knights, they are 49 for the loss of 1. So the Blasters would have been some 19 runs ahead at this point. But the good thing about the Grosley Knights, Claudius, they know exactly what they are chasing.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Greg. So the Grosley Knights scoring at 7.8 runs per over. They require just a little above that, as we are going to see spin from Alex Antoine to start over number 6. Required rate 8.53. So the Grosley Knights, they have it, you would say, well measured in terms of what's required. 39 for 1. Alex Antoine off spin, moves in, balls to Goodman. Goodman is lofting that down the ground. 1 bounce into the boundary for 4. What a greeting by Goodman to Alex Antoine. A pitched up delivery, and a big left-hander getting into that and hitting it powerfully down the ground for 4. He goes into the 20s. He's 20, exactly 20. So the total going up to 43 for 1. This is over number 6. They target 167. Antoine to Goodman. Lets it go outside the line of the off stump. And Natram picks up behind the stumps. He's still in the power play. This is the final over of the power play. Deep mid wicket is one of the fielders. That's outside the off stump. A little too close for Goodman to maybe look to play that down to backward point. No run. So long off, and deep mid wicket. The two fielders out. This is the final over of the power play. Antoine round the wicket to Goodman. Goodman is back, has to defend. It's a good delivery. It's smack on the middle and leg stump and just straightening with the ankle. Goodman quite sensibly. Extra cover, no run. A dot ball by Antoine, who moves in again. Balls to Goodman. Goodman back and pulls. And surprisingly not going for the single. Thought there was a single there. It went to the mid-on fielder on the edge of the circle. That's 30 yards away. I think that single was on. Looks like maybe Arthur slipping on the bat at the non-striker's end delivery. That is edged down to John at the short backward point on the edge of the circle. And good over by Alex Antoine, except for the 6. Good comeback from him. He bowls 5 good dot balls as to respond to the 6, and overall a good over from Antoine.
Yes, excellent over. As you indicate, the first delivery, he bowled went for 4. But since then, he was able to really quiet Amjad Goodman, really got the ball into good areas. So certainly they would have seen what the sort of ploy that the Gros Knights did employ, especially the spinners when they were bowling. So now, the likes of Alex Antoine, John L. Eugene and Jaden Lybox, they perhaps should look to replicate what the spinners did for the Gros Knights.
Yeah, and Greg, a little surprising that on a smallish ground, the spinners seem to be doing well. So much turn from the surface that they are sort of overriding the negativity of a small ground?
Yes, if you look at Cloyers, the wickets, I don't know if it's a little tacky, but the ball really tends to grip, and it turns a bit slow as well.
Indeed. So we saw that from Lee John, and Alex Antoine certainly confirming that. So over number 7 to begin. So Goodman 20, and Arthur 18. Over number 7. And from the far end, we will have to wait and see as over delivery that's driven down the ground, long off in chance over his head. 6 runs. It was a tantalizing situation for the man at the long off boundary. Thought he had a chance, but in the end, Edward saw that sailing over his head, really flying over his head, we'll have to say, into the boundary. Over it for 6. 49 for 1 at the start of over number 7. So Arthur going to 24 with that blow over long off. As to this delivery, pulled away out towards square leg. Couple of bounces into the boundary for 4. Ahead of the man coming from mid wicket. Tremendous start to this, the 7th over from the bat of Zidane Arthur. He brings the 50 up for the Gros Knights as they go to 53 for 1, and a good over as the 7th begins.
Yes, certainly for is put on the course very early, and he would really have to come back well if he is to really restrict the Gros Knights from getting a huge over.
So Antoine Zai will go now round the wicket to Arthur. To this delivery, Arthur is getting a full delivery, drives it into the offside. And the sweeper, Dylan John, tumbling away. Good work. Second one coming, or being sort of there by Arthur. But good work from the big left-hander, showing that all that gym work and all the fitness routine is paying off. Tumbling away at the deep extra cover boundary. Good work from him. And as you were indicating, Greg, he has done well over the past couple of games. He had a bad game against Miku Lions. Couldn't defend the 10 of the final over. But since then, he has come back with wickets. He has bowled dot deliveries. And Dylan John has done well. With that single, the total going up to 54 for 1. As the left-handed Goodman comes in to strike. As Antoine around the wicket, bowls to Goodman. Goodman is playing that nicely down to third man, just for the single though, as the fielder is posted. So 1 more to the left-hander. He takes his team total to 55 for 1, reminding you that the target is 167. The City Blasters starting well, but maybe just falling away a little bit. Half centuries from Natrum and Eugene. And good bowling all round by the Gros Knights. The spinners come into their own. Arthur in strike. Moving in, balls to Arthur. Arthur clips it away. Doesn't beat the man inside the circle. At shot backward square. And dot ball bowled. As you know, had that gone past him, we could have had some runs. There would have been 4. But he was right in the way. So the total remaining on 55 for 1. The loss of Elcock, bowled by Dylan John in the first over. Arthur with battle of weights for Antoine. To the deliveries down the leg side. Change of pace. Wide call by umpire Donovan. And the total with that single, with that wide, with that extra, 56 for 1, Greg Wilson.
Yes, they're making up a big over there so far. And Zion one would need Claudius with one more legal delivery remaining. He would really need to close that over.
8.05, the current rate being scored by the Gros Knights. 8.51 required. Antoine moves in, balls to Arthur. Arthur plays that up to the bowler on the bounce. And that will complete over number 7. So at the end of it, the Gros Knights in search of 167. They are 56 for 1. 29 to Arthur. And 21 to Goodman.
Yes, the end of a very productive over there for the Gros Knights, but Claudius, I think the captain Natron perhaps losing the trick a bit, because Alex Antoine just bowled an over that cost just 4 runs, and realizing how the Gros Knight bowl, what the spinners were able to peg them back, one would have thought that perhaps they would have introduced spin. You have the likes of John L. Eugene and you still have Jaden in the live box.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. So he has gone for spin and seam. But he's back, continuing with Antoine for over number 8. Off spin to the left-hander. Goodman, 21 from 14. Will be in strike. Required rate 8.54. Currently scoring at exactly 8. Antoine from the south moves in. Balls to Goodman. Goodman forward. And happy to defend that. Back to the bowler. Long off, long on, deep mid-wicket. We are out of the power play now. Deep extra cover. That's the men outside of the circle. Antoine moving in. Goodman off the front foot. Looking to cut. Finds the man on the edge of the circle. So no run. Short third man. Backward point. Extra cover. Shot backward square mid wicket. Antoine moving in. Goodman back cutting. And finds the gap. Does he? Good work by Dylan John. And firing the return back into the keeper as well. So limiting them to 1. So 1 more to Goodman. He goes to 22. It's 57 for 1. The right-handed Arthur comes in to strike. Antoine will go over the wicket. And Goodman going with that single, as I said, to 21. He's faced some 16 deliveries. Zidane Arthur, 29 from 24, will be in strike. 56 for 1. Antoine moving in, balls to Arthur. Arthur is driving outside edge of the bat, past the keeper, and down to third man for 4. An educated edge from the bat of Zidane Arthur takes his total further into the 20s. He goes to 29, and the total going up to 61 for 1. This is midway in the 8th over.
Yes, sort of a fortuitous boundary there for Arthur. Really going hard at this one and getting a thickish outside edge. The man at the short foot man, perhaps a little too wide. Now we've seen that he's been put a little straighter.
Arthur goes to 33 with that boundary. Antoine moves in, balls to him, he's forward. He wants a single, it's not on. Goodman is not interested at all and sends Arthur back. So 61 for 1. Arthur 33 from 25. Goodman 22 from 17. Alex Antoine moves in, balls to Arthur. Arthur back, pulls, that's gone, that's big. That's gonna go way over the mid-wicket boundary alongside that huge stammering tree to our right. A big maximum from the bat of Zidane Arthur. He goes to 39. And at the end of the 8th over, the total rushing to 67 for 1. A mighty blow from the bat of Arthur. As that solid opening, the second wicket partnership continues to prosper between these two, with Arthur doing great work there. He's gone to 49 from 27 balls. And the Knights, they have now scoring at some 8.38.
Yes, another productive over there for the Gros Knights. Some 11 runs coming off this last over. Alex Antoine unable to really close this over. And so after hitting him for a huge hit over wide mid wicket. So at the same stage, Claudius, just quickly, 67, the City Blasters, they were 82 for 1. No, not 80. Yeah, 82 for 1.
Yes, quite interesting, Greg. So although the City Blasters were ahead at this stage, the Knights, they are on course because they, to the extent that they can keep a consistent rate, they can get in that score.
Yes, certainly. And if you look at the required rate and the current run rate, actually the current run rate is above the required rate.
Indeed. Current rate 8.38, required rate 8.33. As we see the start of a new over. Delivery that is wide and hit down to the sweeper by Goodman for a single, a very wide full toss. Goodman had to stretch to get that. And he was able to bat on ball as the ball being stopped by the fielder out at deep extra cover. One more to the total, 68 for 1 at the start of over number 9. New bowler being introduced from the far end. Kimani Sexius. He's going to now to Zidane Affa, who has gone to 39 from 27. The right-hander waits over the wicket. Sexius moves in. Ball Affa is looking to pull. It's struck on the pad. He wants a single. It's not on. Goodman is not interested. So Canel going in the first over. Ball by Dylan John without scoring. The score at that stage was not 1. So 67-run partnership between these two for the second wicket. Zidane Affa 39 from 27. He's in strike. Sexius moving in. Balls to Affa. Affa is driving airborne out towards deep extra cover. Will Dylan John get across? Yes, it does. But it will not prevent them from coming back for 2 as he gets the return in. Sexius, for some reason, not behind the stumps to take it. And in the end, good work by the big left-hander, getting across, moving to his right, showing good versatility on the boundary inside the circle. But he's now been swapped with a fielder from within the circle. So John L now being sent at long off. Dylan John comes in the circle. Sexius moving in. Zidane Affa goes to 41. Shot pulled away over backward square leg and into the boundary for 4. Another boundary from the bat of Zidane Affa. And he was quite enterprising on one leg as he whipped that over the head of the infield and out into the vacant boundary for 4. So he goes with that boundary to 45. And the Gros Knights, Greg Wilson, they are moving along nicely. 70 for 1 in the 9th over.
Yes, certainly they're under no pressure and they aided and abetted by a bit of loose bowling.
Sexius moving in, balls to Affa. Affa back, down to third man, catch taken. Short, and Solomon settling under that nicely. It was really a long hop outside the off stump, and you thought that Affa maybe really should have been looking to uppercut for 6. He uppercutted not with sufficient power, and in the end it was a comfortable catch to Solomon, who took it nicely. So the end of Affa caught Solomon, bowled Sexius for 45, and in the 9th over, the Gros Knights, they lose the second wicket. It is 74 for 2.
Yes, Kimani Sexius can consider himself very lucky for just to have picked up a wicket with that short and wide delivery. That was basically hit me almost anywhere. But perhaps Affa was looking to muscle that ball too hard over the boundary, not looking for the proper timing, and the ball just got a sort of a thickish edge and traveled all the way down to the boundary where Dexter Solomon took a relatively easy catch.
Very much so. So, the end of Affa, quite brisk in his effort, 45 from 31, and he kept the score moving along nicely. He's gone now, and new batter coming out. Tariq Edward is going to come in at the number 4 position. So Sexius picking up the wicket of Zidane Afa. So we have the action continuing here. This is game number 9 in the SPL20 T20 delivery that it comes forward as the batsman as Skimani Sexius completes a successful over. The 9th in the innings. At the end of it, it is 74 for 2. The Gros Knights, they're scoring at 8.22. The required rate 8.45.
Yes, the end of a successful over there by Kimani Sexius, getting the wicket of Afa, who looked really set to perhaps go on and get a big score. But just considering 7 runs and picking up a wicket, so one would say it's a good over for the City Blasters.
Good over indeed, as Alex Antoine will continue, the off spinner. And so success coming from the introduction of Seam, as we saw in the previous over. You're making the point, wondering why maybe Natrum was not using more spin. Well, he's continuing with spin from the southern end in Alex Antoine, and he's using seamers from the other end. Antoine to start his 3rd over. This is the 10th of the innings. He moves in now, balls to Goodman. Goodman back and pulls, doesn't get hold of it. And it will go out to Midon, who fumbles. They'll come back for the second. Yes, they do. The throw goes to the striker's end. And Goodman has to dive in. But I think he's successful in doing so. Unfortunately, therefore, him, he's made it good. But you saw him a little slow as he arrived at the non-striker's end. And they had decided to go for the second with the misfield. And he had to really apply the accelerator, and in the end had to throw in the dive and was able to make it. Desperate stuff here for Goodman, but big man, but he was able to get in.
Yes, he certainly had to put in the dive. If not, he would have found wanted. Kimani Sexius just fumbling the ball coming off the long off boundary, but Tariq Edward was always interested into.
So 23 of 18. Goodman waits. This delivery is looking to sweep top edge. Chance for a cut. Somebody's going back and drops it. Well. Seem to have had it for a while, but not able to really nestle it and control the catch. And in the end, the ball going down. A chance. Valinas Gabriel, the offending party, as Goodman gets alive. He gets a single as well, as the total goes up by 1. So a life for the big left-hander. Edward waits. This is driving along the ground straight to Jonel Eugene at the wide long on position. A poor throw, and they'll come back for the second. As Natrum having to come away from the stumps to take the return, but fumbling it. And allowing Tariq Edward to come back for the second. So 2 more to the right-hander. The total going up to 79 for 2. Delivered as short and pulled along the ground. Jonel Eugene again this time. He picks it up just on the edge of the circle. Lobs the return on the bounce to Antoine. As with the single, Edward going up by 1. The total going up by 1 to 80. 80 for 2. Goodman seems to have maybe done a little hammy, as maybe he took the dive, delivered to this one that is forward and plays up on the offside. And there's no run. This is the 10th over. At the end of it, the commentary will go to Cliver's Jules. In fact, we're going to have a double change. Cliver Jules and JJ will be our comments person. Antoine moving in, balls to Goodman. Goodman looking to pull to short backwards, square like the throw fired in, but and awkwardly to Natrum, has to be backed up on the offside, but the single completed. So at the end of the 10th, it is 81 for 2. The Gros Knights, they are in search of 167. So you would have to say that they are on course, and Jad Goodman continuing to do good work. And he's now accompanied by Tariq Edward. and we have reached the halfway point. If we can maybe just get a little information from the scorers. So 81 for 2, the target 167. So we had the wickets going down of Can Elcock, was bowled by Dylan John. Just get that confirmed. Just getting myself sorted out. So yes, so Jad Goodman was the first to go. It was Can Elcock. Correction. Can Elcock was the first to go. He was bowled by Dylan John for naught. And that happened at 1 without loss. And then we had a partnership between Goodman and so Zidan Affa and Goodman. So Can Elcock was the first to go, bowled by Dylan John for a duck. It was 1 for 1. And then we had Zidan Affa caught Solomon bowled Sexius 45 with 5 fours and 3 sixes. And so we now have Jad Goodman 27 from 22, Tariq Edward 3 from 3. And so it's 81 for 2, with the Knight Riders scoring at 8.1. The bowling figures: Dylan John 3 overs, no maidens, 1 for 21. Jaden Eli Box 2 overs, no maidens, not for 18. Alex Antoine's 3 overs, no maidens, not for 22. Zai Antoine 1 over for 13 runs. And Kimani Sexius 1 over, no maiden, 1 for 7. So that is the position. So the required rate 8.60, and an opportunity to get more thoughts from Clivus Jules as the players have refreshed themselves in the strategic timeout. And interesting, as he's going to be joined by Jamal James to see how the Gros Knight Riders can eclipse that overall total of 167. Clivus Jules.
Thank you so much, Claudius. And of course, we're seeing a good first 10 from the Sale Gros Knights. The Akel Holdings, they've been a bit sloppy, just putting down Jad Goodman. How critical was that put down, Jamal, as we say, welcome to you?
Yes, they say that if you really want to set the tone, you need to cut off the head of the snake. And with Jad Goodman being the captain of the team, it would have been a really big blow to have seen the back of him. But as it stands, Jad Goodman batting well on 27 from 22. But the City Blasters have turned to Kimani Sexius once again, who is a member of the Gros team. So maybe he can bring a change for them now.
Certainly Kimani Sexius is going to continue the 11th over, this is, coming from the Players Pavilion and the northern end, and Jad Goodman is getting a delivery outside of stump. He looks to guide it down to third man or past third man, not making any contact is Jad Goodman. And the ball goes through to Natrum, Stephen Natrum. Interesting, Stephen Natrum is keeping wicket without pads. How fashionable is that, Jamal?
Yes, we've seen that come into the game in recent times.
As a Sexius ball to Jad. This time he gets some bat onto it, guiding it down to third man. Alex Antoine is moving to his left, and he restricts them to a single. And we've spoken about Jad Goodman and how his movement seems restricted this evening, and now we're seeing him holding onto the back of the right leg. He must be nursing some kind of injury. Jamal will take a little bit from you. We can definitely, as Kimani Sexius has to reset. Do you think, what is the extent of that? Do you have any idea? Have you heard anything, Jamal?
I'm not quite sure, but Jad is really and truly at home. The way that he's sitting down at the wicket, it's like he's sitting down on the couch at home.
Goodman is looking comfortable. And Tariq Edward, those young men from the Sale Gros Knights, they are really and truly home. They've played most, if not, about 90% of the cricket is played right here on the Gros playing field. And we saw the likes of Zidan Affa looking really good as Tariq comes in and he's looking to pull, can't get the desired result. It's a lifting delivery from Sexius, and he can't score off this one. The score remains on 82 for 2, 10.3 overs bowled, and the the Sale Gros Knights, they found in a good position halfway through. The required rate is 8.95 Celsius. He is very familiar with these Sale Gros Knights batsman Jamal, and he is really showing his familiarity by restricting them.
Yes, a good performance from him, especially after the break. This is what is required from the City Blasters to just exert some additional pressure on these Grizzly batters.
And looking to bring it down to the wide. This one is top edge, and the two fielders come around. This time it is taken comfortably by Dane Edward, and Tariq Edward is dismissed. The top edge from Kimani Sexius. He was building the pressure with the bowling the good areas and succeeding in the end.
Very uncharacteristic here from Tariq Edward. You just felt that he played this one a bit too casually, just trying to it's a mixture of a half scoop, half clip, and only managing to get the top edge of the bat, presenting an easy opportunity for Dane Edward, and basically putting some pressure here on the Brazilian Knights team. Tariq, we would have discussed, would have been a West Indies under 19 hopeful for this year. We may very well see him at the World Cup, and I think that he would have definitely have put some pressure on his team now.
Certainly some pressure being added, and we have always said it. There's always something happening immediately after a break, and we've gone really deep in that over. I thought that it was a really good over, and that was that. But Kimani Sexius, he had different ideas. The 11th over completed. The Sale Gros Knights, they are 82 for 3 after 11 with Jad Goodman. He's on 28 from 24. And Alex Antoine is going to continue. This is his 4th over, and he is straying down the leg side, and the umpire James, he will signal the wide. One more to the total, 83 for 3, the Sale Gros Knights, and Jad is playing this one out towards point, and there is no run. So Alex Antoine, 3 overs for 23. This kept things very quiet, but he would really want to put something in the wickets column as he moves in Alex Antoine to Goodman, and Goodman is working this one to point, running gingerly, but not before Dominic O'Gis, who's a new batsman to come in since the dismissal over Tariq Edward. Is a pretty quick young Dominic O'Gis between the wickets. Still, we see a bit of ginger running from Goodman.
Yes, but Dominic here, he is known as a batter who likes the pace coming onto him. So a good matchup here from the City Blasters to have the off spinner in operation.
All right, Dominic would want to survive the last few deliveries of Antoine, and he pushes into the offside. Well played, well weighted, Dominic, as there was not so much on the ball. Dane Edward had to move a good distance, a fair distance. Well weighted, a shot from Dominic O'Gis, and coming through for his first run of the match. Antoine will bowl to Goodman this time. Goodman makes proper contact, genuflecting and sweeping well is Jad Goodman. 4 runs, fantastic looking shot.
But we know, Clivers, that the mark of a top quality batsman is his ability to unfurl the sweep shot. And what a sweep shot it was. Such power and timing in this one here from Jad Goodman.
Excellent stuff from Jad Goodman, putting some pressure now on Alex Antoine. And Alex Antoine, 3.4 overs and none for 29. There is an economy rate of 7.91. He's and we're into the 12th over. It's 89 for 9, and the rain has come in a slight drizzle, come back visiting. We're hoping that this one will blow away as well, Jamal, as Alex Antoine, he still has a couple of deliveries to complete his 4th over and his spell altogether.
Yes, I think he was really taken aback by that switch shot here, that Jad Goodman moving across to the off stump and taking him off his line and length.
Certainly, as Goodman will continue, and he's bowling to Antoine. Looks like he's looking for Jad Goodman to play that shot. He's trying him again, testing him. Goodman is getting one outside of stump, and he is looking for the cut short and not making any contact. And Alex Antoine is very excited by what he sees. A good take from Natrum behind the stumps. Alex Antoine, he's coming up to finish off his spell, and driven back towards the bowler is Jad Goodman. And that is the end of Alex Antoine's night shift. And he's put on 4 overs. He's bowled 4 overs, none for 29. Alex Antoine. He started well, but kind of lost his way on the back end of his spell.
Yes, and I don't like to compare players, but we must compare the performances of the off-spinners, and we would have seen for the Grizzlies Sale Knights the exceptional bowling from Lee John doing the business for them. He's 4 overs finishing for below 20, and Alex Antoine here unable to pick up a wicket and has gone for 29. So in the context of the game here, Antoine being outbowled by Lee John, but we see the introduction now of Jonel Eugene, another off-spinner for the City Blasters.
Yes, and Jonel Eugene, he's been bowling well in recent times, making the adjustments in the field, and he will be bowling to Ogis, who is on 189 for 312 overs down. 7.42 is the present rate, and a wide delivery outside of stump, and the umpire will call that wide, umpire Donovan, and one more to the total. The 90 comes up for the Sale Gros Knights. Jonel Eugene round the wicket, and a fantastic looking lofted drive from Dominic Ogis. On this occasion, Jonel Eugene bringing this ball into the hitting zone of Ogis, and Ogis picks it up very nicely, Jamal.
That is a top shot, Clivers. Make no mistake about it. Very true that Jonel Eugene had overpitched this one here, and this one was honestly begging for the treatment, and what a shot it was. The plan was clear from Eugene from ball 1 to have kept the ball outside of the line of the off stump for the batter, but this was a case of overcompensation here. The umpire signaled wide, so Eugene knew that he had to bowl a bit straighter, but this time over pitching and paying a heavy price.
A heavy price indeed, Jamal, as Dominic Ogis, and not looking to overhit this one either, just gets under it and just picks it up nicely, Jamal, and benefiting from 6. This time he's short, and he's cutting well out towards the sweeper on the cover boundary. They come through for 1, and he'd be hard pressed to find a second run here at Grizzly. Lightning quick outfield, smallish outfield as well, as Dominic Ogis continues to look good. Here he's rocking on the back foot, cutting well. Jad Goodman gets one wide outside of some. He can't find the gap, but the fielder is Eli Box, it looks like, is it? Is J.D. Lightbox, who normally holds himself to very high standards in fielding. On this occasion, just getting an awkward bounce, and they come through for 1. Dominic Ogis, who's on 8 from 3, is back into strike. Jonel Eugene moves in. Ogis is pulling high in the air. He has the elevation and the distance, and the vehicles on the far side, they are in trouble. Dominic Ogis, he has found the timing. He has found his range. It looks like that one sat up on a tee, and Dominic Ogis was driving well up in the air.
I was a bit concerned there. I packed in that area. What a top shot here from Dominic. I would have labeled him as a touch player, but now with those 2 sixes that he has, oh my goodness, to be honest, a top batting display from this young left-hander.
And now we have 104 for free. 100 being raised by Ogis, and this time he's looking to play through the offside, through the backward point region, and not making any contact. The ball goes through to Natrum, but Ogis has really put some pressure since he came. He's pulling and pulling out towards long on. They come through for 1, and that's all they will get as the return comes in. High return to the wicket keeper, and the run is completed rather easily in the end. Dominic Ogis, what an over he's having. 15 from just 1 over. Dominic Ogis, and he's pushed the Sale Gros Knights to 105 for 3 in 13 overs, and a mere 62 runs required from the remaining 7 overs. A good position for the Sale Gros Knights to be in, Jamal.
Most definitely, Clivers, and what a revelation that Dominic has been for the Grizzly team. He would have gone away overseas for studying and to play some cricket as well, and he has truly come back a different player. And it It's clear that he's the difference tonight with high quality stroke play. But on a point of note, Jonel Eugene would have impressed all with his batting performances in this tournament. But when skipper Natram would have turned to him to deliver with the ball, he has truly underperformed and underrepresented his quality.
You are correct, Jamal, and what an analysis, what a description, Jamal. You yourself has shown some good performances. If you were out there, might have been hitting sixes with the form of your commentary this evening, Jamal, as we have, is it the wide delivery to start off things? It's Dexter, the man with the golden arm, and he is bowling here from the southern end here at Gros. This is the media center end, Solomon, and he starts off with a wide Solomon. So 61, is it 61 required? From 42, Solomon moves into Ogis. Ogis is driving well out towards extra cover, and he comes through for the single as Dane Edward is in that area patrolling. He will not allow nothing but just a mere single to Dominic Ogis and Jad Goodman. He comes in to strike Dexter Solomon, who is looked up as the man who has the golden arm for Central Castries. Can he break this partnership, or will he be made to pay 61 required? Is it 61 or 60? And Goodman is playing this one out towards the cover boundary, and he comes through for a single. Zai Antoine gets the throw back in, and they're not looking for the second run. The wicketkeeper Natram did not collect that one cleanly, and the score moves on by 1 to 108 for 3. 108 for 3. And it is Ogis who's playing a beautiful cameo here. 16 from 7. Ogis, and he is driving past the bowler and out towards a long one. He finds Alex Antoine on the boundary, who just underarmed the return to the bowler Solomon, and another run completed by Dominic Ogis. But those two telling blows, youth sixes, really has built Dominic's confidence, and he is looking like a man on a mission to take the Sale Gros Knights to victory. Solomon moves in now to bowl to Goodman, and he's getting a wide delivery. Fantastic work from Stephen Natram behind the stumps, and the score moves on to 110 on the board. 110 for 3. We're into over number 14. Dexter Solomon. He's bowled 3 legal deliveries. And driving, pull lofted into the mid-wicket area. And Jack Goodman perishes looking for the lofted shot. And the mid-wicket was in operation and took that catch. Nice work.
That's clever. You called it Dexter Solomon, the man with the golden arm. Every time that skipper Natram has turned to him, he has delivered the goods. And on a point of note as well, Dexter Solomon would have grown up in the Grizzly camp. He would have played the majority of his cricket here at Grizzly for the Grizzly team. So no stranger here to conditions, and getting the captain out against the run of play, really.
Yes, and Jad Goodman being dismissed caught Caleb Thomas of the bowling of Dexter Solomon. And Dexter Solomon, as if to my recollection, Jamal, every time the captain has thrown the ball to him, he's brought the goods in this tournament so far. So he certainly is indeed the man with the golden arm, and we're bringing the man to replace his captain is the destructive, the dangerous Tyrell Chico. And if Tyrell Chico just is perform half to his potential, we should see the Sale Gros Knights over the line.
Another man right at home here. He actually practices hitting those big sixes right on this pitch. And Grizzly is in a good position in this tournament because of him. A match-winning knock from Tyrell Chico in their previous game.
Tyrell Chico, a lot riding on him there. And one would think 4 wickets down so far, Tyrell Chico would need to build with Dominic Ogis and see how far they can take this one. 13.4 overs, 110 for 4. Dexter Solomon looking to complete his over, and Chico is just playing this one out into the offside. It goes out towards the backward point. He finds a light box, and there is a single to Tyrell Chico. He gets off the mark. 1-11 for 4, 13.5. Dexter Solomon, he's bowled 5 balls, 1 for 6. Excellent over from him so far, Dexter Solomon, and he will be bowling to Dominic August, who is has in the middle of a nice little cameo, 17 runs from 8 deliveries, and he's going to be facing his 9th from Dexter Golden Arm Solomon. And looking to drive to the offside, not making any contact. Good finish for Dexter Solomon. And the over comes to an end. Over number 14, 111 for 4. And we need Sale Gros in the night, just 56 runs required from 36 deliveries. 56 from 36. And what do you think, Jamal? Advantage who at this point in time?
I think honors pretty even at this point, but it was a really telling blow from Dexter Solomon to have removed Jad Goodman. I felt that Jad didn't play this over too smartly here. He was well and truly in control in the driver's seat, and against the run at play, ill-advised, giving away his wicket, attempting that 6.
Definitely not. Anytime a wicket falls, it's always not nice for the batting team, and we're hoping that for them in terms of Grosley, that they could stick in and dig in with Chico and August. And it's Chico who is going to be facing the left-hander in Jaden in Libox. And a bit of excitement there from, is this Alex Antoine? Yeah, he misfielded the ball and pretended that he had lost the ball completely in an effort to entice Tyrell Chico to come back for the second. But Tyrell Chico was smarter than that. Jaden in Libox come left out round the wicket to August, who is on 17. And August picks him up. Oh my goodness, Jamal August, where is this coming from? Dominic August just holds his ground and tees off. Excellent shot, Jamal.
I'm a bit happier now, Clivers, because this one was further away from my vehicle. But what an amazing shot here from Dominic. It shows the benefit of going overseas to play some cricket, Clivers. Returning to local cricket here, looking at different man.
Definitely, he looks like a man possessed this evening, Dominic August, and he's pushed his team. Again, oh my goodness, this one is even bigger, out towards the court area. Huge 6 from Dominic August. This man is taking this game away from the Arcades holding Central Castries City Blasters.
I'm truly amazed and really happy for this young man here. To be honest, growing up, being a batter who looked unable to put away the ball, he would have often been mocked, been the figure for ridicule within the camp. But just looking at him right now there, it's almost like a redemption song.
Definitely redemption for Dominic August. And he's come back, and he's come back in good form, in good touch, and he's moved on to some 29. Oh my word! Dominic August, he's looking to finish it in this over. Jad Goodman, it does not get better than this.
And he's wearing my number 44. Very proud of this youngster here. And to be honest, Clivers, the matchup is in the favor of Dominic, the left arm spinner to the left-handed batter. He recognized the moment, recognizes the opportunity, and seized it. So he's really taking Jaden in Libox here, a national spinner I might add, taking him to the cleaners.
Definitely, and he's washing him, he's tumbling him, and he's putting him out to dry. Jaden in Libox has been spanked like a school kid who has stolen his father's cake. Jaden in Libox is really getting it this evening, and he's decided now to come over the wicket into Dominic August. How does Dominic August respond? It's a wide delivery. Pressure. Jaden Libox is beginning to break under that kind of pressure that Dominic August is putting. And what is amazing to me, he is so calm at the wicket, Dominic. Like he's in full control of his game. And he watches this one again. Another wide. And Dominic O'Gis has completely dismantled Jedley Lightbox. A very efficient spinner is Jedley Lightbox. And he can't seem to get his radar right after some 3 mammoth sixes from Dominic O'Gis. Jedley Lightbox will do well to try to get out of this over. 2 deliveries to go. 131 for 4. Dominic O'Gis is looking to cut a delivery that is outside of stump. And another wide from a Lightbox. And just get a quick update on the score. 133 for 4. In quick time, Dominic O'Gis has changed things and he's 35 from 12, 14.4. Jedley Lightbox looking to finish this over. He's been expensive. Oh my word! I said expensive. He's been more expensive. 6 more to Dominic O'Gis, and it looks like Claudius is not going to see this mic again before this game is over. Dominic O'Gis looks to finish it, Jamal.
Amazing hair. This is a case of a taste of your own medicine. Jedley Lightbox, a powerful left-hander himself, usually the one dishing out these kinds of blows. But just look at the calmness, the calm presence of Dominic here, standing like a batsman, really and truly in charge. Look at the body language of your Lightbox, looking to turn to the left, to the right, doesn't know where to turn, doesn't know what to do at this point here. He's trying to hide the ball outside the line of the off stump. The umpire seems against him, calling the wide. He comes straighter and the ball is disappearing out the ground. A fresh one coming in here from the umpire here. Jedley Lightbox here under some serious pressure at the moment.
Jamal, to put it bluntly, Jedley Lightbox is in tatters. Dominic O'Gis has dismantled him completely, and he comes in again to Dominic, and Dominic is driving out towards the cover region, and this time he decides, nah, I've done enough. I'm going to stay right here, and he just anchors here. Dominic O'Gis, calmness about him, very organized looking player, looking to play in the right areas down the ground, not hitting across the line of the ball. And Dominic O'Gis, today is Dominic's day. Because Jamal, I said earlier, he's just gotten a stint at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and I think that energy of getting a new job and coming in has just infiltrated his spirit, and he's in the game now, and he's really on cloud 9.
Yes, you seem to be very happy to welcome this young man here. I believe Step Together played a game, a former member of the SMC team. Very proud of what Dominic has achieved there tonight, but it's not over as yet. Dexter Solomon will be telling himself that here. He'll be backing himself to deliver another wicket for the City Blasters to really set the cat amongst the pigeons.
In the excitement, I have overstayed my welcome, and I'll take the extra one. Oh, it's in the air, out towards the boundary, and it is a 1 bounce over the rope, and Tyrell Chico has just joined the party. 1 more. Dexter Solomon now is being taken to the boundary. 1 bounce over it in Tyrell Chico. And Tyrell Chico has moved now to 6. Dominic O'Gis, 41 from 14. We might see a lightning quick half century if he continues hitting that way. 28 required from 5 overs. 4.5 overs really, and a dead ball. Dexter Solomon, he's feeling the pressure, and the entire Akel's holding Central Castle City Blasters is under pressure by the calmness and the explosiveness of Dominic O'Gis. He's like a bomb that just exploded, and Akel's holding City Blasters just had no response as he mushroomed into an excellent over, hitting with power down the ground out towards long one. Finds John L. Eugene, who fields pretty cleanly, not before Tyrell Chico completes another run, and it's going down rather quickly. Now it's only 23 required from 28, and just like that, Dominic O'Gis has taken this game apart and really put the Gros Knights in the driver's seat of this one. Dexter Solomon, the golden arm man, he needs to come up for the Akel's holding City Blasters. If there's a moment that he needs to raise his hand, this is it. There's nothing beyond this for Dexter Solomon. If Dominic O'Gis continues to bat as he's batting, we might see this game complete in this over. Dominic O'Gis, he faces up to Solomon, and he is playing into the offside. Good batsmanship from O'Gis, just pushing this one out towards the cover region and getting a single. Just getting out of the kitchen, he looking very calm, looking very composed and relaxed.
He's always been an intelligent man, Clivers. Even when he did not have this level of ability, he always possessed that good head on his shoulders and tactical mind.
Solomon this time to Tyrell Chico, and Chico is getting one that comes out of the outer portion of the bat out towards a live box. He feels well. He has not bowled that well in the last over, but he feels well on this occasion and restricting him to a dot delivery. 15.3 bowl, 145 for 4. 22 required from 4.3 overs. Dexter Solomon, he's 1.3 overs, 1 for 12 as he moves in to bowl to Chico. Chico is waiting. And full. Chico goes this time. It's high in the air. Has the elevation and the distance. 6 runs to Tyrell Chico. Chico is the Chico mania.
I expected this here from Tyrell Chico. I haven't seen Dominic just doing the business. Tyrell Chico playing the shot saying, hey, don't forget about me. Because remember, to be honest, the threat for the City Blasters team would have been Tyrell Chico. No one would have honestly considered Dominic Ogis in the lineup. So Tyrell Chico here trying to live up to the hype and reputation.
Sydney, and he certainly did so on that last delivery. Dexter Solomon is now beginning to feel the pinch. Dexter Solomon, he is under some pressure as well. It's as if Dexter Solomon is on the cross, the crucifixion cross, and he is beginning to feel that pinch. One nail has been driven into the coffin of the Akel Holding City Blasters. Can Dexter Solomon remove it? Can he dislodge Chico? He moves in. Chico is playing this one into the offside, and Dexter Solomon does the fielding in his follow through, and just so it is only 16 runs required for a victory here. And we've come to the end of the 16th over. Jamal, it will be some comments from you and Claudius Emmanuel to finish off the excitement here at Grizzly.
Yes, Clivers, interesting that you mentioned the crucifixion. If memory serves me right, I remember that there was more than one man on that cross, and I think that Jaden the live box certainly fits that description here tonight. More would have been expected of the champion spinner from Central Castries, but every night is a different night, and Jaden was unable to deliver tonight, and Captain Stephen Nitram, having to defend only 16 runs from 4 overs, has turned to Zai Antoine, who had quite an expensive first over. He too was taken to the cleaners. What can he do tonight against a composed Dominic Auguste?
Composed, Jamal. The man is on fire. As Antoine comes in, both to Dominic, and he's driving into the offside, and there's no run. So Ogis 42 from 16, and he has reduced the requirement to 16 from 4 overs, so 16 from 23 balls now, as Antoine will go to the top of his mark. And this 15th over has really changed things around. 28 runs coming as Antoine moves in balls to August. August loves that. That's out towards the offside. Chance for a catch. Is that put down? Well, he's celebrating, and he seemed to have taken the catch. So the end of Dominic August looking to drive, looking for another maximum over long off, has not gotten hold of it. It's gone high in the air and has come down on the edge of the circle at mid-off. The catch eventually taken, and we'll get that fielder for you. Fielder maybe seemed to have done a little injury to himself. So Kimani Sexius looks like the one who has come up with this catch. So the end of a bruising knock from Dominic Auguste. He's gone. Caught off the bowling of Zai Antoine, with Sexius taking the catch. 42 from 16. Really a top knock from the left-hander, Jamal.
Yes, I almost feel like having an Ian Bishop moment, urging persons to remember the name, because this was surely an amazing knock, and it needed an equally amazing piece of fielding to get rid of him. And amidst all the carnage, I believe that we would have just seen the catch of the tournament.
Yes, for a while it wasn't clear whether he had actually held on, but he did. In fact, so much so he threw it high in the air, maybe as high as the catch itself came off the bat in celebration. So, wicket number 5 going down, and maybe a little opening here perhaps for the City Blasters. Let's see if they can exploit that. The Gros Knights will suggest that they are very close to that 167 as the new batter waits. Delivery that is turned to the backward square position, and immediately off the mark is Lee John, who gets a single to the short backward square leg. So 152 for 5, 15 now required. 3 overs and 2 deliveries left. I make it 152, or is it 153? 152 for 5 as Antoine moves in, bows to Chico. Chico is lifting that over long leg. One bounce, so has that gone all the way? Umpire at square leg saying 4, but nicely put away, shot on the hip and nicely clipped away from the middle of the bat. And there's no fielder in there. And that's gone for 4. 156 for 5. 11 required. Another boundary from the bat of Chico.
I was just thinking it, Claudius, that Tyrell Chico would certainly be looking to target this over here to finish the game.
Antoine moving in, bows to Chico. Chico to this delivery is looking to whip it down the leg side. Doesn't make contact. Maybe there's come the pad. Looking for the single. It goes to the short backward square leg. Lee John is shouting no, no, no. So Chico stays. He's 17 from 8. 156 for 5. 11 required. Still 3 overs after this one. So Gros Night Riders, they very much on course. A long leg goes to the boundary. Long off. I think long on. Deep extra cover. Deep mid wicket. Antoine moving in, bows to Chico. Chico is clipping that out through backward square leg. Lost it for a while, but it is into the boundary. Chico with a lot of flourish, whipping that away and into the vacant deep backward square leg region for 4. Another boundary. He goes to 21. 160 for 5. The Gros Knights need 7 for a victory here at the Gros playing field as the over comes to an end.
Yes, Tyrell, Chico and I, we often have a lot of banter between the two of us, but I must say tonight, he looks quite classy and elegant. We're accustomed of him really bullying the bowling, but a touch of class here on this occasion. And the field setting here, Claudius, I think it really let down the City Blasters, because we've had a fielder posted deep on the offside, but the line that Zai Antoine was bowling was the straightish one, and Chico realizing the opportunity to target the acreage of space from fine leg all the way out to deep mid wicket, just coming across slightly to the offside and whipping this one off the pads and collecting another boundary here to put a further nail in the coffin for the City Blasters team.
7 required as Solomon will now bowl to Lee John. And as we have seen many times, Solomon going all the way and aborting the run-up. So this Gros Knights, they've really made light work of this 167 target. As Solomon comes in, bowls to John. John up the back foot, doesn't beat the man at backward point. At point rather, he's a lot squarer. So total remains 160 for 5. 7 required. 17 balls left, so you can work that out. It's really a walk in the park. Walk in the park as Solomon moves in, bows to John. John gets a slower delivery and punches it out into the covers. The fielder coming across the field. There's 1, so 1 more to the total. 161 for 5, 6 needed. And with the ability of Chico to hit the long ball, it could finish in this ball. Solomon moving in, 6 needed, bows to Chico. Chico to this deliveries, whipping it away over mid wicket, and that's it. Victory for the Gros Knights, and right on cue, Chico getting a full toss from Solomon and hitting it out over mid wicket for 6 to bring what we believe is the end of the innings as the umpire just looking to get confirmation if that's that. Well, it is. 6 needed, and Chico being gifted a full toss from Solomon and lofting it high and handsome over the mid-wicket boundary for 6 to finish with more than 2 overs to spare. In fact, Chico finishes on 27 from 11. Lee John is not out 2. And the Gros Knights, they have arrived at their target of 167 with 2.5 overs to spare. An indication, Jamal James, of the comfort with which they have arrived at their target. And really a bruising performance by the Gros Knights. They have absolutely decimated the City Blasters.
They look a completely different team. We remember from the previous encounter, they really struggled to a victory against the South Castries Lion. That game going down to the wire, and they won with just 1 delivery to spare. But coming home to the Gros playing field, really stamping their authority on proceedings. We've seen some amazing individual performances here, especially from the bowling of Lee John, returning amazing figures. Bowling his 4 overs for under 20 while picking up a wicket. And we can't forget the innings from Dominic Ogis, a dominating innings from Dominic. And a few overs before, you could have, as the wind blew across the ground, you could have almost taken a whiff of defeat in the atmosphere from the City Blasters team. It was almost a foregone conclusion after Dominic had manhandled Jaden Elibox.
Indeed, what an exciting game here. The Gros Knights, not quite riding, the Gros Knights victory over the City Blasters, and with that victory, I'm told by Brian Calix that they have in fact qualified for the Final Four. So Miku also being in there as well with a couple of victories, and so they will in fact play on Saturday as we give you an indication of what is left. So the action continues, of course, tomorrow, the 19th, Soufre Stompers, they come against Monrepo Pioneers right here at the Gros playing field. There's a break on Friday, and the action continues right here. Swaziland Credit Union, Swaziland Blasters versus the Swaziland Craft Masters, coming up against the Labrie Credit Union, Labrie Pride. That's on the 21st. But a really tremendous performance here by the Gros Knights. And Brian, if you can maybe just give me an indication, just to wrap up what has happened there with this game. Game number 9, the Castries, the City Blasters going down to the Gros Knights. Really a tremendous performance by the Gros side. They were required to score some 167. And in reply, we had Zidanafa getting 45, Chad Goodman 35, but the man of the moment was Dominic Ogis, 42 from 17 deliveries with 6 sixes. And in one particular over, the 15th, he hit some 4 sixes against the bowling of Elcock. And to finish it off was Tyrell Chico, 27 from 11 with 3 fours and 2 sixes. And the bowling not happy reading at all for the City Blasters. Dylan John, 3 overs, no maidens, 1 for 21. Jaden Elibox, 3 overs, no maidens, not for 46. Alex Antoines, 4 overs, no maidens, not for 29. Zai Antoine, 2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 22. Kimani Sexius, 2 overs, no maidens, 2 for 8. Jonel Eugene, 1 over for 16, and Dexter Solomon, 2.3 overs, no maidens, 1 for 25. So a comprehensive victory by 5 wickets by the Gros Knights with some 2.3 overs to spare, and really a good performance by them. So let's get some final thoughts from Jamal as we will say goodbye to you thereafter and remind you that you will join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. for game number 10, which is the Soufre Stompers and Monrepo Pioneers. Final words from you, Jamal James, on an exciting evening.
Yes, no disrespect here to the Gros team at all. but many persons within cricketing circles would have felt that with the team that the City Blasters had, they would have been the favourites for tonight's encounter. But once again, Claudius, they suffered from, I think, a lack of intent within the middle overs. They've always gotten off to blistering starts in every game that they have played. They have registered some really high totals, but that has always been on the back of the top 3 or the top 4. But they would have struggled from the middle overs, and the middle order batsmen did not raise their hands. And the bowlers here at the Grizzly playing field, a place where we know it is almost impossible to defend runs. They only had a target of below 170 to defend. That always needed the team to bowl out of their skins, and they were unable to do so tonight. And Dominic Ogis really making his name here tonight. Lee John doing well, and we cannot forget the opening batters Zidane Affer and Jad Goodman as well, coming to the party tonight to ensure that Grizzly qualifies for the next round.
Indeed. Thank you, and good night to you, Jamal. So that's the position here at the Grosley playing field. Victory for the Sale Grosley Knights against the Akel Holdings Incorporated City Blasters by some 5 wickets with 2.5 overs to spare. So that's where we say good night to you. So on behalf of the entire team, Clivus, Greg, and Jamal, and our production team, this is Claudius Emmanuel saying good night from the Grosley Cricket Ground.
US Polo Association is having a massive sale at both locations at the Castries and Baywalk Mall. 30 to 70% off. That's right, 30 to 70% off. Men's, ladies, and kids apparel. Now is your chance to get your favorite outfits at fantastic savings. 30 to 70% off. And it's all happening at both locations, Castries and the Baywalk Mall. US Polo Association would like to thank our loyal customers for the years of support. Don't forget, 30 to 70% off. Sale starts Wednesday, October 11th.
Since 1963, our mandate has been to serve people. You know, farming people, fishing people, teaching people, police people, Choiseul people, Soufrière and all their people, no matter where they are. And our people are here, ready to serve with a smile, professionalism, and flexibility. If all that makes you think we're your kind of people, then we're ready to help you. Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. We make lives better. Join us today. Telephone 459-3100 or 459-3119.
It's a new day. A day we've been waiting for our whole lives. This is the beginning of something that we thought was impossible. We've put in the work to get to this moment. To work together as a team. And trust me, they know that Choiseul is on the rise. What they don't know is that we are just getting started.
Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. Call us today at 459-3119 or 459-3100.
At Great Great Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide cutting-edge customer service. Great Vision Designs specializes in television broadcasting and live streaming of funerals, sports events, weddings, meetings, shows, and more. Call us today at 722-6542 or 726-9914 or follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Great Vision Designs, coverage you can count on.
US Polo Association is having a massive sale at both locations at the Castries and Baywalk Mall. 30 to 70% off. That's right, 30 to 70% off. Men's, ladies, and kids apparel. Now is your chance to get your favorite outfits at fantastic savings. 30 to 70% off. And it's all happening at both locations, Castries and the Baywalk Mall. US Polo Association would like to thank our loyal customers for the years of support. Don't forget, 30 to 70% off. Sale starts Wednesday, October 11th.
Since 1963, our mandate has been to serve people. You know, farming people, fishing people, teaching people, police people, Choiseul people, Soufrière and all their people, no matter where they are. And our people are here, ready to serve with a smile, professionalism, and flexibility. If all that makes you think we're your kind of people, then we're ready to help you. Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. We make lives better. Join us today. Telephone 459-3100 or 459-3119.
It's a new day. A day we've been waiting for our whole lives. This is the beginning of something that we thought was impossible. We've put in the work to get to this moment. To work together as a team. And trust me, they know that Choiseul is on the rise. What they don't know is that we are just getting started.
Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. Call us today at 459-3119 or 459-3100.
At Great Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide cutting-edge customer service. Great Vision Designs specializes in television broadcasting and live streaming of funerals, sports events, weddings, meetings, shows, and more. Call us today at 722-6542 or 726-9914 or follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Great Vision Designs, coverage you can count on.
US Polo Association is having a massive sale at both locations at the Castries and Baywalk Mall. 30 to 70% off. That's right, 30 to 70% off. Men's, ladies, and kids apparel. Now is your chance to get your favorite outfits at fantastic savings. 30 to 70% off. And it's all happening at both locations, Castries and the Baywalk Mall. US Polo Association would like to thank our loyal customers for the years of support. Don't forget, 30 to 70% off. Sale starts Wednesday, October 11th.
Since 1963, our mandate has been to serve people. You know, farming people, fishing people, teaching people, police people, Choiseul people, Soufrière and all their people, no matter where they are. And our people are here, ready to serve with a smile, professionalism and flexibility. If all that makes you think we're your kind of people, then we're ready to help you. Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. We make lives better. Join us today. Telephone 459-3100 or 459-3119.
It's a new day. A day we've been waiting for our whole lives. This is the beginning of something that we thought was impossible. We've put in the work to get to this moment. To work together as a team. And trust me, they know that Choiseul is on the rise. What they don't know is that we are just getting started.
Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. Call us today at 459-3119 or 459-3100.
I would like to call on the captain of the Gros Knights, Chad Goodman. Good evening to you, sir. Congratulations on this victory. I must say it was a very exciting game. Can you tell your supporters and your fans, especially through the media, your emotion or how you felt or how you're feeling right now?
Well, I mean, a victory is always an ecstatic feeling. You're always happy when you see your team do well, and we had a lot of players step up. So as a captain, it was good for me.
I must say, and you had a very good performance, especially when it came down to chasing this score of 167, if I am right. How did you feel chasing this score?
From before the game, the coach asked me what I believe we should do first, and I always believe that our guys have the capabilities to chase in the back end, and we showed exactly that we can do that tonight.
Okay, wonderful. Well said. Well, once again, you have anything for your fans, any comment to give to your supporters?
Well, as we saw tonight, there was a packed crowd, so we want to continue to support them. To continue to encourage people to come out to support the SPL. Brazil will be moving forward this round, so we want to ensure that there's crowds here to keep back as we go forward in the tournament.
Well said. Thank you very much, Mr. Goodman, and all the best in the second round. Good. Now, I would like to call on the man of the match. And for his wonderful knock, I believe it was 42 in 17 balls, no other than Mr. Ogis. Congratulations, young man. I would like to present you with this wonderful plaque, man of the match.
Thank you.
Good. A few words with you, sir. Can you please tell us how you felt? What was your mindset coming into this game, chasing this total down?
Well, I just told myself that I have the ability to take on the bowlers that were bowling. I wanted to put them in a good position. I didn't want to leave it down to the wire. So if the ball was in my hitting arc, I just myself to hit the ball.
Good, well said. I saw you were batting and you hit one of the bowlers for 4 sixes in the over. Which one was your best?
Wow, that's a good one. I think the one that I hit that was wide and I hit it straight over long off. I don't usually hit the ball in that area of a left arm spinner, so I was very impressed with myself.
Well said, well said. I take it your coaches have been working very well with you and the team. And once again, young man, congratulations and all the best in the second round.
Thank you very much.
Yes, so that is the folks from the Gros playing field. As you can see, we have Gros advancing to the second round. Unfortunately, City Blasters are out. So we're going to see you tomorrow right here, where we have one match which is scheduled for 7 p.m. right here on the Gros playing field. Thank you so very much. See you tomorrow.